This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I'm in. Or just won't let it go.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, April 24th. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam. Let's get started. Britney Spears is responding to all the rumors circulating around her mental health care. Check out this video she posted on Instagram.
Hi guys, just checking in with all of you who are concerned about me. All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon.
Britney says that she posted the video because the things that are being said about her are getting out of control. There were even Free Britney protests in West Hollywood pushing for her release from a mental health care facility where she is still staying. But now Britney is saying, quote, there are rumors, death threats to my family and my team, and just so many crazy things being said. I'm trying to take a moment for myself, but everything that's happening is just making it harder for me. Don't believe everything you read in here. Meantime, Britney's sister Jamie Lynn Spears is also speaking out right now, saying on Instagram, quote, I love my sister with everything I have. So anyone or anything that speaks to the contrary can get the blank out of here. With all the comments about what you don't understand, do not come for me or the ones I love anymore. You've been following Britney Spears. You are our pop culture expert. And you said some things earlier in regard to, you know, she's been dealing with this since 2009. A lot of empathy here. But do you think this video right now is helping her or hurting her?
I think for Britney to come out and speak, she hates doing that, and I think she's done really, really well. I think she's done it to make everyone leave her alone. She's clearly suffering through a lot right now, her own mental health. Her father's very ill. They're very, very close. So I think this is her way of reaching out to her fans, and as much as they all love her and they care about her, this isn't helping her right now. And I think she just needs to have time to heal and, you know, get better on her own. Us judging her or making campaigns and talking about her all the time or going after her family, it's doing nothing but upsetting her more.
Absolutely. You hear, she said it herself. You're making it harder for me. Right now, she is on a road to recovery. And all these conspiracy theorists and all these people, whoever jumped on that Britney's Graham podcast and said that they were an unnamed source, part of the legal team, and the family was holding her against the will, you should be sued for that. You should, because you're causing a public chaos, and you're causing her to maybe relapse or have to do things that she doesn't want to do. If she's spending time sending videos to tell the crowd, hey, calm down, stop sending.
It's not just this video. I agree with you, but there's also this video too that I want to bring in. That she just posted this. Let's take a look.
Awesome, thank you.
So here's my thing. You know me, I have so much empathy when it comes to mental health. I mean, I've dealt with my own depression, postpartum depression. I'm afraid that Britney is jumping on social media way too quick. I don't think she looks good in that video, the one prior. This to me looks like a Throwback Thursday video. I'm a little bit worried, Tori, but I agree with you that everybody needs to back the heck off. But I am worried.
Yeah, I am worried too. I think everyone is always worried about Britney since that one time when she lost her conservatorship and it went to her father, because she was being controlled by some really bad forces. That isn't happening now, but I think the same crowd is like going off at her. At some point, you got to do that thing remember that leave Britney alone. I know it's funny, but you got to do it. Let her be, let her rest.
She's obviously making the right decisions for herself when it comes to checking herself into a facility. Good on her. Good for you, Britney. We are wishing you all the best. We are learning more right now about Lori Loughlin's defense. Tori, oh my goodness. Lori and her husband, Massimo Giannoli, are planning on using a we didn't know defense in their upcoming college bribery case. That's according to TMZ. The report goes on to say that Lori will claim they didn't know the $500,000 they paid allegedly went to bribes, or that the pictures of their daughters on a rowing machine were used to pass them off as crew recruits. But one big problem with that defense, Lori's husband allegedly sent at least $100,000 directly to the assistant athletic director. Meantime, Martha Stewart, who spent some time in prison prison herself, is speaking out about Lori and fellow actress Felicity Huffman. When asked about the scandal at last night's Time 100 gala, Martha said, quote, "I just feel sorry for them, and they might have made a big mistake." Listen, I feel sorry for Felicity Huffman because I can see that she's trying to right her wrongs, Brandon. So I'm rooting for her. We've all, done messed up things, not condoning what she did, but she's trying to be part of the solution. Now, Miss Lori Loughlin, on the other hand, really?
According to who? According to you guys, Sam. If
You're telling me she didn't know, Brandon.
I don't know if she did.
Brandon.
She did. It's all allegedly.
Brandon.
Hey, if you're gonna spend
Brandon, and this tea right here is unicorn powder. Like, honestly, come on, Brandon.
Unicorn powder?
Case in point. Tori?
To be honest, it's true. Sam convinced one guy that it's unicorn powder. You need to convince only one.
Thank you.
Weirder things have happened. If there's not a word where I'm on the phone on tape saying, "This is Lori Loughlin and I want to commence with a bride," you have a chance of reasonable doubt. It's a very small chance, but she's so fearful of prison time, she's willing to risk it.
But what's going to happen in the court of public opinion? Because with social media, that's powerful. So let's say she gets off scot-free. She doesn't face prison time. We are going to see a comeback with Felicity Huffman. Will we see a comeback with Lori Loughlin?
I don't think we will. I think people are really mad. I think she clearly is guilty. And if she gets off scot-free, it's just a case of, oh, she was rich, she probably bought her way out. What she done or said now is not going to do her any favours. The best thing she can do is accept everything gracefully, go to prison or where. It's not going to be a hardcore prison, let's be honest. It's going to be as plush as it comes.
It's prison, and for her, she's trying to avoid it.
Final thought.
This is coming from the lady who was like, oh, yeah, yoga will save me. Yeah, babe, you're going to have a lot of time to do yoga. And that's
she will.
There's one court she's worried about. She's not worried about court of opinion.
Well, that's
one court.
That's too bad. And she also has to look at herself in the mirror.
All right. I'm looking at that mirror in her house now.
Yep. This next story just absolutely makes my stomach sick. Shocking new allegations of sexual abuse by Boy Scout leaders is coming to light, and the numbers are staggering. According to court testimony, almost 8,000 troop leaders have been accused of sexual abuse, and more than 12,000 children were alleged victims. That's according to Dr. Janet Warren, who testified in a recent abuse case. She contracted with the Scouts, reviewing their handling of sexual abuse claims from 1944 to 2016. The Boy Scouts of America released a statement saying, in part, nothing is more important than the safety and protection of children in scouting, and we are outraged that there have been times when individuals took advantage of our programs to abuse innocent children. Little boys, Brandon, were you ever in the Scouts?
Absolutely not. My mom wouldn't let me. She said, we're sending you to football camp instead. And I thank you, Mom, for that. But Boy Scouts, you better miss me with that terrible statement that you just made, because we're talking 8 decades.
Right.
1944. That's
why did it continue to go on? Why did it continue to go on?
Exactly. And where are the people? Where's the outrage with the people who are burning their Nikes because Nike stood behind Kaepernick? You can burn your Nikes because of Kaepernick, but you're not going to burn anything because when people are touching on your little boys. This is crazy. Like, 8 decades of little boys. I can't even.
Tori, how is this possible? Why didn't they put a stop to it? Why weren't they closed down? Why didn't they stop overnight trips?
It's all kind of crazy. Again, all of this is alleged. We have to make sure we say that we don't know what's happened. They are innocent until proven guilty. But again, as Brandon has brought up so well, if you're so outraged in that statement, which I found outrageous, and you've had it since 1944, they have perversion files. This is a quote on more than 7,000 Boy Scout leaders. When you say perversion files, I don't even want to know what's in that. So at some point, just as Al Jackson, our co-host, has always said, this is a systematic from the top. Now, here's what they might do. Call bankruptcy. And if they do that, they can shield themselves from some assets and from having to tell the truth. So I hope that these people push and push and push to get these answers.
It's devastating.
It's devastating. Absolutely.
I want jail time.
I know.
Yeah.
Beyond. Chime in, TBL Nation. Please, we want to hear from you. Well, the winner, so we're going to move on to a good story.
Yes.
It's time. We need it. The winner of a $768 million lottery jackpot has finally come forward. This is 24-year-old Manuel Franco from Wisconsin, who described what it was like to discover he had the winning ticket. Watch.
I looked at it one number at a time, and I saw that first number. I didn't think anything of it, but I knew that it was something special because I normally don't get the first number. It's always the fourth or the fifth or, just the Powerball. And I see that second number, and my heart starts to pump and whatnot. And at that moment, I'm like, no freaking way.
Oh, Brandon, can you imagine 24 years old, you pick up that ticket, you read the numbers, what would you do?
23, 16, 4. I quit.
All right, let's see if Brandon comes back or not. But hey, that's an honest response. It is. I feel it. Can you imagine, Stephanie, what would be your first, of course, I know that you guys are both very charitable people, but what would be your first selfish as we wait for Brandon? Maybe he's gone.
I think he's not coming back.
That was his excuse to go get an early lunch. That's cool.
Totally.
But what would have been your first, here comes Brandon, your first selfish purchase?
You know what I would do? I would get a private jet and I would fly all my family over and I'd just be like, oh yeah, just come, and then I would reveal it to them.
So you would surprise them?
Oh yeah. I'd take them on a massive holiday or something.
Oh, Tori!
I think I would be like, hey, Dad, let me get this. And your mortgage!
I know. I once played a joke on my mom and sister. Remember when my mom and two sisters went to Vegas like 4 months ago? So the lottery number, my sister and I were standing there, had just come out that it was anonymous. And my mom and other sister approached and we were standing in front of Gucci. And my mom and sister were like, why are we standing in front of Gucci? And then I don't know how, I drummed up tears and I said, I won the lottery.
No.
Go in there, pick out whatever you want. And then my mom and sister go, what? And I was like, oh no. They like kind of believe me. They kind of believe me. And I was like, wait, I'm kidding. But for a split second, I could see in their eyes and their wheels turning.
The freedom. It comes
They
with
thought they could go into Gucci behind me and go pick out whatever they want. But how cool would that be?
I don't know if you have it here, but in England we have these scratch cards, and it's a fake scratch card, and it says you've won $100,000 and you haven't. And they're fake. You buy them off the internet, and people give them at Christmas.
I might
really
play that on somebody. I know that's messed up. I know. Maybe I wouldn't.
I came back as 34-year-old Brandon needs this job. So.
Yeah, you came back. Thanks for coming back. We appreciate that because you did not actually win.
No, you did not.
These are not lotto tickets, buddy.
I understand.
Oh boy. DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, a second grader learns about poverty and launches a heartfelt project to help her community. You gotta see this sweet story. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. California is pushing a controversial, very important new proposal. What do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? We share your comments live coming up next.
Do you know a mom?
Hi guys, Kelly Schubert with the DBL digital team. I was in the zone on a sweeps project just then when Brandon started to run around. It scared me really bad. Let's go to the desk and see what's going on. And then I thought to myself, they probably hey guys, I need to pay off my mortgage. What's happening to her? I realized after that I was like, and I'd also pay off my mortgage, which was really funny. So I think a lot of people would pay off mortgages, but you know those videos, I don't know if you have them in England, where the parents open an envelope and they have a hidden camera. Have you seen these, Alex? And it's the mortgage, and it's like paid for, and they're like, what is this? And it's like, so amazing. We want to know, what would be your first purchase? I remember when.
Let's say a selfish purchase.
Yeah, like
listen, I love all the charitable. Commend you. We saw all the charitable efforts. I want to know what your very first impulse, selfish purchase would be.
And remember, Bethany Frankel, if you guys don't know, on Real Housewives of New York, got the call that she got the $120 million buyout, and she couldn't say it on camera, but you see her.
She's got a teeny
That's
apartment.
right. And she goes like this: should I just get it? Should I order a helicopter to go, or should I drive? And I'm like, what's she talking about?
Yep.
She just realized
120-something million that they bought Skinny Girl Margarita.
Can you imagine?
And she was probably
And this guy makes 7 times that.
I know. And she was probably making they don't make that much money in the first few seasons of The Housewives. So I think it was like her 3rd season.
Yeah.
And she was living in an apartment.
And you have to act cool. Imagine having to act cool.
Oh my God. So she got hit from like nothing to something.
Yeah, and she was like, had a rough childhood too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for this gentleman though. This is exciting.
I'm so excited for you, Manuel. Congratulations.
Please hire a financial assistant,
an
advisor.
Did he have to come forward?
I think so. There's only 11 states
illegal.
that allow.
Don't you think that should be illegal?
I don't get it.
Not want to come forward.
I've always said federal statute should say you should be anonymous. After 100 million, you should not have to come forward, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why you have to come forward anyway. I get it's good for the lottery,
Wait, I want to know who to follow on Instagram.
No.
Really? I think that person wants their safety, though, more than that.
Yeah, people
Bodyguards.
come after them for that money.
786.
Tori, can you explain to us a little bit more about how the bankruptcy will help them?
This is going to frustrate y'all so much. So if you claim bankruptcy, there's sort of a shield. You get to reset your whole company. First of all, it'll be the biggest bankruptcy, much more than the Catholic Church. Now, they've already sort of declared Chapter 11, so they're not doing well. If they declare bankruptcy, any money that the victims want to see, they aren't going to get. And that's what's so frustrating. They can shield their assets and say, we're calling bankruptcy and we're starting over. The banks wipe everything clean, meaning they don't get to see what assets they actually have. It's a tricky loophole. That's not oh, it's terrible.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. There's a new controversy in California over hair discrimination. The state Senate passed a bill yesterday. It would ban policies at schools and workplaces against natural hairstyles like afros, braids, twists, and weaves. You might remember a few situations that have caused an outcry, like the wrestler who was forced to cut his dreads because a ref said his hair violated the rules. Some people said, yeah, that's discrimination, while others say the rules apply to everyone. So what do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination?
All right, let's get to these comments. Chelsea from YouTube says, do we really need a law for this? Just make sure your hair is clean and neat. I don't see what the issue is. The issue is when you're saying twists, afros, braids, you're talking pretty much about one culture. And hair is part of people's cultures. So what you're saying is that certain culture has to conform to what people are saying is appropriate. That's just not fair.
And what's clean and neat?
Yeah,
like, what's your definition of clean and neat?
Isn't clean and neat.
Right, according to who's clean and neat standard. Exactly. Well said. Patty from Facebook says, as long as you're clean, I don't care how you wear your hair. It can be pink, curly, natural, unnatural, or whatever. It shouldn't be an issue if you took a shower that morning. I am for this law. Patty, I'm with you. Before you say things like even in your head of it should be clean, neat, groomed, professional, these are words you've grown up hearing as a white person, and I'm not saying you are white, I'm saying that is a white conformist statement of what is clean and neat. That is not every culture. Hasidic Jews wear payas. A lot of Orthodox Jewish women shave their head and wear wigs.
Yes.
Are you saying I can't have that because of my religious prospects with my hair? So you got to be careful in your thoughts about this one.
Marge from Facebook says, you definitely shouldn't be fired for your hair, but I think it's within a business owner's rights to encourage their employees to look professional. Okay, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't understand how an afro isn't a professional hairstyle. It's just how the natural hair is.
We're just not used to it.
It's just seeing it. It literally baffles me. In the UK, this is nowhere near as much of a big deal. It's really it's really shocking. I mean, I think racism is a lot stronger and harsher here than it is in the UK, but we didn't have slavery, so maybe that's the reason why. I don't know, but it's just shocking when I hear all these things. It's really disappointing.
Interesting. Robert from Facebook says, this is the wave of the future. Any kind of discrimination on the basis of race is not okay. I'm with you, Robert. I think it's as simple as that. So drop the mic, Robert. Thank you for that. Nice. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. We love hearing your comments, no matter if we agree, disagree. That's the beauty of the show. So thank you for that. People Magazine's most beautiful person, oh my gosh, has just been named. Raquel Villanueva has the news at the moment.
Well, it is Jennifer Gardner. She is gracing the cover of People's Beautiful issue. Now, in it, she's praised for her ability to balance her Hollywood career and business ventures. But to her, none of it compares to being a mom of 3 with her husband, Ben Affleck. Jennifer even says whenever she comes home from a glam photo shoot, her kids ask her to wash off the makeup and put on some sweats because that's what makes her seem more like mom. The Beautiful issue hits newsstands on Friday.
Kudos to her because, listen, People Magazine's most beautiful. It comes off very antiquated, very shallow, but in reality, when they're highlighting somebody like a mother hustler like Jennifer Garner, her, if you can let me know the name of her company, it's escaping me because I buy her products for Sophie.
Farm? Is that it?
Once Upon a Farm.
Okay. No, I think
Once Upon a Farm Organic, and she makes sure that that's accessible to every single household, socioeconomic. Wow. She tries to take that all the way. You can buy it at Target, and it's incredible. And then she also donates to a lot of communities that can't afford organic food, and she is incredible. She walks the walk.
And another thing that was beautiful was the way she handled the Ben Affleck situation.
Yes.
Picked him up, took him to what? Carl's Jr. for a burger and stuff, and then took him to rehab. Amicably.
Yes, amicably.
In Hollywood, that's unheard of.
I'm glad that People magazine understood the Me Too movement, understood we're trying to get more of women than just a beautiful face or a beautiful person.
Yes.
I'm glad they went deeper on this
Me too.
one.
Yeah,
Me too.
Smart move.
Yeah, kudos to her, man. Gosh, so cool. We will be right back.
Avengers Endgame is about to take over the world, and DBL wants you to get in on the action. DBL Nation, get your Christmas shopping done now. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then on April 25th, one lucky winner will be taking home an Avengers Endgame prize pack.
Hello! I'm using Fedorable Mike's hat just to give you a little pizzazz in this break. I did want to let you know on a more serious note, if you're living in New York or New Jersey, 200 of the 7,800 Boy Scout leaders that have been accused of sexual assault or sexual allegations have been named. So if you want to actually find out names, they're starting to name them, which is what I think as a victim at some point you'd want. So 200, this is only New York and New Jersey. Again, there's 7,800 abusers, alleged abusers in the Boy Scouts. And again, these perversion files have gone back, and they say, and I cannot believe it, since 1944. Not 1994, 1944. So that's 8 decades worth of abuse. At some point, you're going to get caught, and I hope it's not true, but it's not looking good for the Boy Scouts. And again, if they do claim bankruptcy, a lot of loopholes that they can do. They're also not doing very well financially. That's why they added Girl Scouts to come on in and do other things. But Al Jackson, who is a co-host, has always said this: I'm not letting my child with an adult be alone. Just period. No coaches, no teachers, no piano teachers, no anyone, no priests, no rabbis, no Boy Scouts, nothing. And I think about him every time I see these articles, and I'm like, he might have a point at this point. No gymnastics, no doctor. Like, I will be in the room not trusting anyone. So I know that sounds pretty cynical, but then you hear about this and you're like, the most trusted organization of the Boy Scouts is so American and so PC, has had this going on for 8 decades. I don't know what to believe. So if you're a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, let me know your experience. If you feel like reaching out, you can also email us at info@dailyblastlive.com. Again, these are all allegations, but you don't usually get a class action suit like this without some truth to that. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Tori. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Today's Heart Threads is all about giving. Watch how one little girl is helping the less fortunate, one bracelet at a time.
This little girl launched her own initiative to help feed those in need. Last year, Abigail's parents explained the meaning of the Christmas season to her.
What we were trying to teach her is that, it's more about the spirit of giving than receiving.
The 7-year-old took the lesson to heart and decided to use her $20 Christmas gift on beads and string.
Mom and Dad, I think, told me that there was a lot of people that are getting poor, so I started to help them.
Abigail came up with a plan to make and sell her beaded bracelets. Then used the money to help buy food for those in need.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
We thought that might be the end of it. But she had this goal in mind of buying 50 cans of food.
Her mission, Abigail's Beads That Feed, has already surpassed her initial goal. In just 2 months, she's given over $300 in food to her local pantry kitchen. Abigail already has made a huge accomplishment. But the second grader says she's just getting started.
No one will be needy. Well, maybe a few people, but a less amount of people that there was in the first place.
We need more Abigails in this world. We'll be right back.
Promotional.
Hey guys, I'm Abby, aka Modern Yenta on Instagram, and I'm here to give you guys some dating tips. We're gonna be talking about some terms that millennials use, but that you need to know if you've been in the dating game for a while or if you're just getting back into it. First one is catfishing. We've all heard of the MTV show Catfish, and that's kind of where this term comes from. It's when someone pretends to be someone they're not online through an app or something else, some other way to meet people, and then maybe when you meet them, they're totally not what you think. So they're like this online, and then when you meet them, they're like this. So if you get catfished, well, I'm sorry it happened, but there are a couple things you could do to prevent it. If someone is, reluctant to meet up, maybe they have excuses every time you want to FaceTime and they only want to talk on the phone, that could be a red flag. Have you heard of breadcrumbing? I just learned this one too, and it's kind of weird. It's when you send flirty text messages, but you don't actually want to meet up with the person. So maybe someone sends me, hey, you look great in that pink shirt, but they don't want to grab a drink with me, coffee, or anything. So it's kind of an interesting one. If this happens, probably just, stop responding to that one. Have you ever had anyone just disappear and stop responding to messages? Well, that's called ghosting. And it's probably happened to all of us with a friend, a significant other, someone that you've been dating. They just, out of nowhere, stop talking with no warning, no signs or anything. And I always say ghosting is a big no. Because people are trying to avoid a situation. If you feel like you just don't want to talk to the person anymore, just tell them, hey, I'm not interested, I didn't feel a romantic connection, but don't just ghost. That's just rude. Now, sometimes a ghoster can come back from the dead. Let's say they ghost you, you don't hear from them, and then 2 months later they say, hey, you up? That's called a zombie, or as a verb, zombieing. So they're literally coming back from the dead as a ghost, and now they want to talk to you again. Also, not a good look. If you ghosted in the first place and now you're back, or you just, what are you doing? Kick them to the curb. Okay, last but not least, this one is literally the worst. It's called cloaking. And everyone, men, women, watch out for this. Basically, you stand someone up, it's happened to the best of us, even me, or you get stood up, and then that person blocks you on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, Match, OkCupid, you name it, they are gone. You could also consider this ghosting. They're kind of one and the same, just one more extreme. So now you're all caught up on these millennial dating terms of today, and dating in 2019 can be crazy. So if you're just getting back into the dating game or you're just starting to use apps, let me know, send me a message at Modern Yenta, and I will get back to you.
Word of the day is Wakanda.
Wakanda! So make sure you go to Daily Blast Live, enter the word of the day, because today is the last day where you can win 2 tickets, and these are coveted, very, very expensive tickets. You can't even get them anymore.
Oh, yeah. Expensive, like thousands.
Yeah, I know. You can go on eBay and apparently bid 10 grand, or you can enter the word of the day and win them tomorrow.
Wakanda, guys, and I heard from Chris Evans and other people who have seen the movie at an early screening, 5 to 6 times they've cried throughout the movie.
Our very own Chris Patterson, he did not say that he cried.
You cried?
No, I didn't say he cried. I said that not that anything is wrong with it. He just loved it. That's all. Bye, guys. I said he loved it. Chris, all I said, you loved it.
Crying in baseball.
I can confirm that Chris did cry. He told me earlier in so many words. But anyway, I'm here to tell you about a serious story. Do you remember that 5-year-old who was thrown off the balcony at the Mall of America? We're now hearing a statement from his family. A pastor earlier this week on Easter Sunday came out and said that he has no brain damage. Now an attorney for the family is speaking out and saying, I cannot confirm or deny that. This pastor did not have the right to speak out. The family is really trying to be private. What we do know is that he is still in intensive care, and that they say the prayers are working, so they want you to keep praying. But that's all the family is confirming right now. They want to really keep their privacy. That's obviously why we haven't heard from doctors or anyone else the family speaking about how he's doing. He is still sedated, but he is still in ICU, but They say the prayers are working, so we can only hope that means he is starting to recover. That's all we know, though. They're saying what the pastor is saying is not necessarily true, but not necessarily false. So I just wanted to give you guys that update because we've been really following that story. It's really a sad story. And also, the GoFundMe has now reached $981,000. So a lot of money coming in from that. If you want to contribute to that, I'll put it on our Facebook pages and our YouTube pages. All right, bye guys. See you soon. I'm going to go take a
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like that?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, April 24th. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Erica, Jeff, Al, and I am Sam. Let's get started. Britney Spears is responding to all the rumors circulating around her mental health care. Check out this video she posted on Instagram.
Hi guys, just checking in with all of you who are concerned about me. All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon.
Britney says that she posted the video because the things that are being said about her are getting out of control. There were even free Britney protests in West Hollywood pushing for her release from a mental health care facility where she is still staying. But now Britney is saying, quote, there are rumors, death threats to my family and my team, and just so many crazy things being said. I'm trying to take a moment for myself, but everything that's happening is just making it harder for me. Don't believe everything you read and hear. Meantime, Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, is also speaking out right now, saying on Instagram, quote, I love my sister with everything I have. So anyone or anything that speaks to the contrary can get the bleep or blank out of here with all the comments about what you don't understand. Do not come for me or the ones I love anymore. Erica, here's the thing. You've got people running rampant on social media thinking that they're helping Britney. They're actually hurting her. But what do you make of her video?
You know, I know that people have a lot to say about how she looked, like the aesthetics of the situation. But to be really honest, Britney looks like every other working mom at 38 years old. We just hold her to a higher standard. I understand that there are some things going on clearly, but I don't think that she should be judged and actually compared. I think that's a lot of the problem. People are looking at the aesthetics of Britney the machine. This is Britney the person. And honestly, I think that we have a lot of friends who are mothers of two, who are full-time moms, who look exactly like that when they get on social media.
I'm just a little concerned about, I agree with you. I'm just a little concerned about her being on social media. She also posted this video just moments ago, if we can look at this video. And I know she's trying to appear normal to everybody. Here's her workout video. But someone that's been in a treatment facility, I know enough about treatment facilities, for 30 days, and kudos to her for checking herself in, but that's serious. Do you think she should be on social media again?
No, but it's our fault. It's our fault. Obviously, this is a human being that's dealing with something very serious. And for everyone that has their conspiracy theories, all the people that even want to post videos that say, leave Britney alone. Remember that famous video?
Chris Crocker.
Why don't you take some of your own advice and leave her alone? If one of us was dealing with a family crisis, we just lost somebody suddenly, what you need is, I would get a text from you saying, Sam, you would say, Al, I appreciate it, but you know, me and my family need a few days to sort this out. That's nothing personal against me. When you're dealing with something this serious with mental health, if you really cared about the person, you would leave them alone, but you don't. You're using Britney and that hashtag, whatever hashtag's going around, to communicate and have your own community with people. If you really cared about her, you would back off and let her deal with this.
Yeah, I don't know why she uses social media as an outlet. That's just me. I don't know why she'd do that and
What
open
if
the
she
door.
feels forced to because so many people are threatening her family?
Yeah, I would just ignore it. That's the best way to. That's me personally. I can't speak for what she's going through. She's going through something, obviously. Obviously, it's not what we think it is because she said it's not what you think it is. I'm going through something else. She's in a facility getting help. What do you want from her?
Yeah.
What else do you want
Isn't
from her?
that enough?
Just leave.
Good on her.
Leave it.
Yeah,
let it go.
I
She's
know.
doing what she needs to do to get herself back on track
Very
and her family
true.
on track.
Yeah, well said. We are thinking about you, Brittany. Yes, we are. We are learning more right now about Lori Loughlin's defense. Lori and her husband, Massimo Giannoli, are planning on using, are you ready for this? We didn't know defense in their upcoming college bribery case. That's according to TMZ. The report goes on to say that Lori will claim they didn't know the $500,000 they paid allegedly went to bribes, or that the pictures of their daughters on a rowing machine were used to pass them off as crew recruits. Algicide. But one big problem with that defense, Lori's husband allegedly sent at least $100,000 directly to the assistant athletic director. Meantime, Martha Stewart, who spent time in prison herself, is speaking out about Lori and fellow actress Felicity Huffman. When asked about the scandal at last night's Time 100 gala, Martha said, quote, "I just feel sorry for them and they might have made a big mistake." Yeah, they did make a big mistake. The difference is I'm rooting for Felicity Huffman because she's owning it. She wants to be part of the solution. But then you have Lori Loughlin, Al, who is saying, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the definition of doubling down, and it's doubling down at the expense of all of our intelligence. And when people feel like you've insulted their intelligence, that's the ultimate insult. When you just go, yeah, I don't know. We just took fake group pictures because that's what everybody's family. We were doing Christmas cards. Stop. It's embarrassing, and you're further embarrassing yourself and digging a bigger hole.
Erica, what do we do? Because you know what? All you need is one little bit of reasonable doubt, and then she gets away with it scot-free.
Yeah, but what's really getting away with it scot-free? Clearly, this has been all about ego and status from the very beginning. So getting away with it scot-free would mean they get to maintain that level of ego and status. That is gone. That ship has sailed.
Court of public opinion.
Right. So, I mean, I get that she has to fight for her freedom, but that should be the only thing that she should be thinking about right now because that next chapter looks a little murky.
Oh, yeah. And I know this got to tick you off.
I don't think she's doing any jail time. I'm just being honest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think she's. I said it from the beginning. She's not doing it.
Do you mean because she'll go to trial and then she will be found not guilty? Is that what you believe?
I don't even know if it'll get there. I don't know if it'll get to trial. I never thought this was going to trial.
Yeah.
Celebrities get their way out of it. You got money, you could buy your way out of any problem. We've seen it before, so it's not crazy talk. We've definitely seen it before.
I don't know.
I think they could use her in other ways, like if they wanted to give her some kind of. I have no idea, but to use her to take advantage, like as a public person, to take advantage of it.
Bye. I think Becky's going behind bars.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'd like to put a little wager on it, but.
Yeah.
What?
Speaking of wagers, speaking of betting, the winner of a $768 million lottery jackpot, he has come forward.
Is it me?
It's not you, Al. I'm sorry. This is 24-year-old Manuel Franco from Wisconsin, who described what it was like to discover. Can you imagine? He had the winning ticket. Watch.
I looked at it one number at a time, and I saw that first number. I didn't think anything of it, but I knew that it was something special because I normally don't get the first number. It's always the fourth or the fifth or, just the Powerball. And I see that second number, and my heart starts to pump and whatnot. And at that moment, I'm like, no freaking way.
Oh my gosh. We've all had our lottery tickets. We've all gotten butterflies. What would you have done if you looked at your lottery ticket and you knew you just won how much was it? 700 million?
Well,
Al, what would you have done?
The closest thing that I can remember is when I found out I got my 30-minute special on Comedy Central called me, told me, and I wanted to tell my mom, but I was ironically home in Cleveland. I wanted to tell my mom, no one was home. I started crying. I ran in the kitchen. I drank a bottle of champagne in the kitchen by myself.
Oh my gosh.
And waited for my mom to come home. So sometimes you want to celebrate and there's no one to call. It's like a weird time of day. So yeah, that's how I celebrate.
What would you do?
I'd break everything around.
Yeah, Jeff wants to break things. Yeah. You have the restaurant idea.
Yeah, I would smash all my TVs, the windows, everything.
Erica.
Yeah.
Would you smash everything in your gorgeous place, Erica?
No, I would probably get on my knees and pray. Aww. Honestly, because you're going to need some higher power.
Especially
or a force
since
greater
everyone
than
knows
yourself.
your name. In Wisconsin, you have to come forward. I feel bad for him. Can't he just be anonymous?
You feel bad for him?
The fact that every single person known to man is going to become
He's not going to be living in Wisconsin much longer.
That's right.
Well,
No offense, Chris. No offense.
you can't hide.
Wisconsin.
No offense to both Chris's, yeah.
Sorry.
All right, we have many Chris's here in the studio, clearly. DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, the juiciest moments from reality TV, including the very awkward scene from Vanderpump Rules that leaves Britney's family almost speechless, and you, the viewer, are our fifth host. California is pushing a controversial new proposal. What do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? We share your comments live. That's coming up next.
Avengers Endgame is about to take over the world, and DBL wants you to get in on the action. DBL Nation, get your Christmas shopping done now. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then on April 25th, one lucky winner will be taking home an Avengers Endgame prize pack.
Hi guys, Kelly Schubert with the DBL Digital Team here. I am here to guide you to your nearest exit in case of an emergency. Just kidding, but let's go to the desk and see what's going on. Come on. Hey guys, what's happening here? Happy Hump Day.
Discussing this.
Hey. Let's read some of your comments.
Getting Kelly Schubert's hair looking radiant today.
Kelly has great hair.
Yes, she
Kelly, you've never dyed your hair, right? No, but you've never dyed your hair, right?
No, never.
Yeah, wow.
What do you mean it's fake? I wouldn't even say that.
Men don't know
I couldn't tell at all.
I didn't know.
Real Jeff, I'm honest.
I didn't know you.
Not at all.
Good girl.
Looks great. You look great. Great extensions.
I get extensions.
Okay, so let's read some of your
Big
comments
gulps.
here.
See you later.
Maisie Jenkins. So this has to do with our fifth host, which is coming up. She says, it depends. Honestly, natural styles should be allowed. Depending on the place, it should be up to and secured that it's hygienic. Right?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We have someone else, Linda Mole Smith. Why on earth? And there goes my computer. Just died. There's no comments anymore. Sorry about
as
that.
for the hygienic thing, I don't want to discuss that. I don't think that's what we're talking about.
I think you should discuss, because I think you need to squash that. Because why do some people have that opinion?
Because they think that people with certain hairstyles are of a lower class and don't have access to soap and understand how to groom themselves later in life.
Racist?
Yeah.
No one says that about white people, period.
Yeah.
No one says it. I'm sorry. We could tiptoe around it. No, people have the most asinine, and I get that people have questions, and you can have questions, but you also are a logical thinker. You can be flexible about your thinking and ask someone something in a very respectful way. If you're saying at a hygiene issue, what are you really talking about? Because that has nothing to do with texture of hair. At all.
Eric has a great point. It has a lot to do with how we're conditioned to believe that a specific hairstyle is more appropriate for work, is more professional, and it usually comes down to the conformist of white hairstyles. So we're going to talk more about that in Fifth Host, and really important discussion, so stay tuned.
Let's get it.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. There is a new controversy in California over hair discrimination. The state Senate passed a bill yesterday. It would ban policies at schools and workplaces against natural hairstyles like afros, braids, twists, and weaves. You might remember a few situations that have caused an outcry, like the wrestler who was forced to cut his dreads because a ref said his hair violated the rules. While many people said that's discriminatory, but others did say that the rules apply to everyone. So what do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? Al, take it away.
All right, Sam. Todd from Facebook says, why do we need a law for this? These rules exist for a reason. It's not discrimination to tell people to be clean or look good. Well, Todd, I think you kind of said it with that last sentence. I mean, your description of what's clean and what looks good, I'm sure has been conditioned by your experience on this planet. A lot of people that might not look like you, that choose different hairstyles than you, aren't dirty. They're not poor. That's just the way they choose to style their hair. They just happen to look different than everybody else you know. So why don't you try something different? Meet some of these people, talk to them, and realize that we're all the same person. Has nothing to do with your hair, brother.
Amen.
Leroy from Twitter says there absolutely should be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination. Anytime anyone doesn't allow a certain hairstyle, it always feels like veiled racism to me. Yes, I agree, Leroy. It is covert racism. I had a conversation with my cousin who's 16 years old, and he told me that the braids that I was wearing at the time wouldn't be allowed in his school because it was a fire safety hazard.
Wow.
So then I asked him, what about the girls with long blonde hair? Are their hair considered fire safety?
Wow.
And he said no. And I said, well, are there girls in your school who have long blonde hair? And he said, of course. And I said, well, then why isn't that a fire safety issue? Especially, to be quite honest, because that hair will go up just as fast, if not faster, in a Bunsen burner. So I always question what the motive is. And really, it comes down to white being right. And anything that falls off that spectrum or goes too far off that spectrum becomes a problem in order to conform in the society. That's the reason why I decided to wear my hair natural on this show, because I think it's important to show people that you can be natural, beautiful, clean, sanitary, and professional while sitting on national television. And that isn't anything I choose to be covert about.
Nice, Erica. Well said.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that, but Nancy from Facebook says there should be grooming standards in place in our schools, but these standards shouldn't interfere with people trying to go to school or doing their jobs. I agree, but if you're going to do that, make sure it's the same for everybody across the board. And we're talking about race here, obviously. I do want to get back to sports, though, because that kid who cut his hair, cut it right before the match. The ref's like, either you forfeit or you don't go out there. And he cut his hair and he went out there and he won in overtime.
He did?
Yeah, so I read the whole story. It was great. But I do think there's a bigger conversation in hair in sports, because with the NFL, you know, like a lot of guys have the dreads or the long hair. That's part of the jersey, and their hair is getting ripped out. So, and the
But
Yankees.
that hurts them, though. It doesn't.
Yeah, and then the Yankees still have like no beard, no hair past the shoulder. So I think it's a little different in this case, but in the schools and the workplace like that, absolutely not. Let people rock what they want.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is such an important conversation. So thank you for writing in. Yeah, and Erica, well said. We'll be right back.
One? Cool. Hey, DBL Nation. Kind of switching gears here really quickly. Wanted to give, Leo and I saw Avengers Endgame yesterday. Wanted to give you guys a quick review of the movie. The movie runs, the movie really does run 3 hours. It is a long movie. Doesn't feel very long because it doesn't slow down ever. This movie is really trying to wrap up 10 years worth of films right at this point. So, you know, at the end of the day, we normally don't do number scores here, but it is a 10 out of 10.
He's so cuddly.
It is a 10 out of 10, easily. Like, it's the best movie you'll ever see. I mean, other people have said, you know, after seeing it, we don't deserve films this good. We probably don't.
Ever see?
Ever see. Like, when I was watching this yesterday, after I got done with it, like, I really felt like I just thought to myself, I'm like, wow, I just witnessed history. Like, this was a big deal. It really reminded me of like a classic film like The Ten Commandments that like people will be watching 40, 50 years from now, and it's just going to be a huge phenomenon. So definitely take the opportunity to go see it this weekend. I guarantee you, you will love it. You will laugh. You may cry. Most people cried. Most people cried.
Did you?
But it might be you too. But anyways, you guys will love it. Go see it this weekend. Ladies.
Welcome back to DBL. It's the time in the show where we obsess over the juiciest moments from reality TV. So ladies, get your lassos ready because it's time for Reality Roundup. Yeah. First up on Vanderpump Rules, Brittany and Jax's engagement takes center stage when Jax treats Brittany's dad and 3 brothers to lunch in an effort to show them he's a changed man. Check it out.
You know, you sent that picture, and that she was in granite community or the big ring on her finger. What's important to me is the faithfulness behind it.
But if you do screw up, your life will be a living hell.
Again, I love Brittany more than anything, but I got to take care of this guy here first. So I'm always going to be number one.
I died. Erica, I died. When I saw this live, that was my reaction.
How could you say that in front of
Especially after he's already cheated on her.
He's cheated on her. He's disrespected her in so many other ways, because honestly, I think some ways that men disrespect women are even worse than hopping in bed with some other woman. However, this is her father. They're clearly from the South. There's a system of family values there. And you're saying that you're going to be the number one priority in the relationship? You can't be the number one priority in the relationship. It's either y'all both the same priority and you level it together, or the children are the priority. But you can't tell somebody's dad.
Aunt Erica. Yeah. Let me turn myself. Okay, I'm turning right here. Okay, I'm on a swivel chair. Next up on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Puppygate continues, I know, Tori, to dominate the headlines. Check out PK's brutal jab at Kyle Richards while they are backstage at a Boy George concert.
You could have issues. You can't even get on with your best friend, so you could have issues.
The whole reason I even got into this situation was speaking up on your wife's behalf.
That's not fair or cool.
Honey, it's a joke.
A joke is what you go, ha,
No,
ha,
it's an
ha,
English
that's
joke. It's
funny.
not an American joke.
That's hilarious that it's just a difference in ethnicity. This Puppygate thing, in my opinion, it's a little much of the storyline. Little too much. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for the jabs, and I'm ready for Kyle and Lisa to get back to that friendship that they've had for so long.
Me too. I love Kyle and Lisa together, but right now, yeah, there's a big rift between them.
I need that Puppygate to be over.
It's so cute how PK's living in his glass house and throwing stones because he's been all up LVP's pump since the beginning.
Yes, that's true. All right, I'm going to swivel again. Here we go.
Swivel.
And finally, on Love in Hip Hop Atlanta, Carly Red goes on her ex's radio show to give him an unexpected invitation. Ooh, 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 enjoy.
Congratulations to your fiance, too.
Thank you. You know, your manager introduced us.
I didn't know
I
that.
decided to invite my ex, Jock, to my engagement party.
And me giving Jock an invitation for my engagement party, it's just putting a nail in the coffin.
Wow.
Yes, a big old nail in the coffin.
Carly Red is like an anomaly. First of all, nobody knows how old this woman is.
She looks different in every shot.
Yeah, like she has a daughter who looks like she could actually be
her friend.
You can't tell. I don't know what she drank. I don't know what she ate.
Yeah.
But she's had, like, this woman has like 15 lives and she remains the same.
Wow, Carly, share your secret, please, girl, please.
It's whatever Paul Rudd's eating. He hasn't aged.
Yeah, Paul Rudd looks good.
No.
Okay.
This is for real.
yeah,
I don't know what this Paul Rudd thing is. I love Paul, but Paul has aged.
All right, this has been Reality Roundup.
Promote.
I am very awkward doing this because I was just backstage, baked some chicken wings last night because I'm trying to be healthy, want to get that protein, and I'm scared that it's around my mouth like a toddler at Chuck E. Cheese.
You're good.
Do I look okay?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, let's do this, Kelly. All right.
Jeff, come with you.
The chicken wing?
Yeah. I only had two. I had a salad this morning.
I'm on a very strict diet, just sandwiches and chicken wings.
Jeff, we ran into each other again this morning at the gym.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how dedicated you are because I go to that gym maybe once or twice a week. I have, here's a double negative, never not seeing you there.
Yeah, I was looking out the window when you're talking. I was listening to his podcast, or not podcast, this motivational thing by Peter Dinklage.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
he's the guy on Game of Thrones. He's the little person on Game of Thrones.
Use your hand, please.
Yeah.
Right, but that's how people know him, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I mean, it was just imagine the struggles that he went to being a little person in acting and then being where he is today. So I was listening to that, and it was so interesting. You're like, hey, what's up? And I was like staring out the window. You probably thought I was a weirdo.
No, I listen to. Do you know what I watch before I do like an hour set, either stand up or working out? I watch old Sean Taylor highlights.
Oh,
the free safety that was
Yeah.
But just like the way he approached football and like the way like he's in the Pro Bowl, and like the Pro Bowl is like an all-star game for football where it's basically touch football, and they tried that fake punt. I don't know if you remember, and he laid the kicker out because he said he didn't know how to play any other way.
And he just wanted to kill everybody.
Oh,
They had a different mentality back then.
But just like he was a University of Miami guy, big family guy, tragically lost his life defending his family in a home invasion. But just that kind of stuff motivates me. Like people that just every day they approach every day like I'm gonna do it. Not like, oh, next week I'm gonna get on that diet. It's like, no, today I'm gonna leave. Like I did Soul Cycle last night, and like I focused and I like went in with Patty, who won our DBL tournament challenge. Went there with her, and like I think I found my thing.
I don't want to turn this into a motivational thing, but it's gonna be.
Yeah.
If you guys wanted like a nice kick in the face, listen to David Goggins. This guy doesn't mess around. He's an ex-Marine.
I saw him on Joe Rogan's podcast.
And Joe Rogan's another like great motivator. You wouldn't think it, but he definitely is. But David Goggins, I mean, this guy. If there's swearing and stuff, you don't like swearing, yeah, go get it.
Okay.
If you don't like swearing and stuff, this isn't for you. But this guy, I mean, does it. He was 300 pounds. He was in the Marines. Look that guy up, watch him for 5 minutes, and tell me you don't want to jump through a wall. You know what I mean? In a good way. See you later.
That was a great.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, you don't actually have to go off-roading to have a driving adventure. My girl Tori and I were lucky enough to get a sneak peek at Camp Jeep at the Denver Auto Show. It got us thinking of fun ways to get off the beaten path on the special edition of DBL Drive presented by who, y'all?
CarShield.
Oh, that wasn't great.
All right, we're here at Camp Jeep. Al and I are going through the treacherous.
We are off the beaten path, Tori.
Yeah, we are. And Steve, our driver, is awesome.
This is already like a ride. Like this. What? We need a better mayor to get these streets fixed.
Oh my God.
This is great.
This is amazing.
Tori, I actually went off the beaten path. I know I'm not the most nature
No, you don't
kind
love
of guy,
nature. No.
but I did for my honeymoon. We rented an SUV, and we went off-roading all through New Mexico, like off these like tiny kind of scary back roads, which is really this is cool.
Lord have
Tori, how
mercy.
you? This.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now,
Steve.
how'd you just? Oh, I love this.
Oh my God.
This
Wait,
is-
we're going up the stairs?
This would be better than running stairs.
Yeah, this is just sitting.
I found that driving upstairs is much better.
Oh my God, we're in a Jason Bourne movie. We're in a Jason Bourne movie. It's a good one. Oh my God, it's a terrible one. Oh my Lord. That was better than some first dates I've had.
I don't love to drive, but I do love some great scenery. Here are some ways to get off the beaten path this spring. Grab a co-pilot. Having another pair of eyes can be great at pointing out the sights you may not see. Stay in your comfort zone, but try a new route for a fresh perspective. And for all of your driving adventures, get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote.
That looked awesome. Thanks, guys. If you're leaving us right now, you can still watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live.
A phony heiress is on trial, accused of scheming her way into high society. You won't believe who she hired to bolster her defense. Then, imagine being weighed as you get on the airplane. We've got the skinny on the controversial idea. And a new poll shows most Americans lie about those picture-perfect vacations. So what else are we fibbing about? That when DBL comes back.
guys, I'm Abby, aka Modern Yenta on Instagram, and I'm here to give you guys some dating tips. We're gonna be talking about some terms that millennials use that you need to know if you've been in the dating game for a while or if you're just getting back into it. First one is catfishing. We've all heard of the MTV show Catfish, and that's kind of where this term comes from. It's when someone pretends to be someone they're not online through an app or something else, some other way to meet people, and then maybe when you meet them, they're totally not what you think. So they're like this online, and then when you meet them, they're like this. So if you get catfished, well, I'm sorry it happened, but there are a couple things you could do to prevent it. If someone is, reluctant to meet up, maybe they have excuses every time you want to FaceTime and they only want to talk on the phone, that could be a red flag. Have you heard of breadcrumbing? I just learned this one too, and it's kind of weird. It's when you send flirty text messages, but you don't actually want to meet up with the person. So maybe someone sends me, hey, you look great in that pink shirt, but they don't want to grab a drink with me, coffee, or anything. So it's kind of an interesting one. If this happens, probably just, stop responding to that one. Have you ever had anyone just disappear and stop responding to messages? Well, that's called ghosting. And it's probably happened to all of us with a friend, a significant other, someone that you've been dating. They just, out of nowhere, stop talking with no warning, no signs or anything. And I always say ghosting is a big no. Because people are trying to avoid a situation. If you feel like you just don't want to talk to the person anymore, just tell them, hey, I'm not interested, I didn't feel a romantic connection, but don't just ghost. That's just rude. Now, sometimes a ghoster can come back from the dead. Let's say they ghost you, you don't hear from them, and then 2 months later they say, hey, you up? That's called a zombie, or as a verb, zombieing. So they're literally coming back from the dead as a ghost, and now they want to talk to you again.
Predictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get started. Big names in Hollywood, politics, and tech all hit the red carpet for the Time 100 Gala last night. And leading up to that was the Time 100 Summit, and the Mueller report was front and center. Listen to what senior White House advisor Jared Kushner and former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had to say about it.
What Russia did, buying some Facebook ads. I think the investigations and all of the speculation that's happened for the last 2 years has had a much harsher impact on our democracy than a couple of Facebook ads.
Well, I think there's enough there that any other person who had engaged in those acts would certainly have been indicted. It could not be clearer.
But it wasn't all politics. There were some big performers at the gala as well, including singer Taylor Swift, Khalid, and a set from comedian Hasan Minhaj.
That's my homie.
I love Hasan Minhaj. That's not Hasan, that's Hasan. And of course, we have to talk about the outfits. T Swift looked amazing in this J. Mendel pastel dress. Ooh. And Ariana Huffington made a statement with this embroidered frock. But check out Brie Larson in this strapless Prada gown, flawless. So I just love how broad the Time 100 honorees are, right? You have people in politics, you have people in the tech industry, you have actors, you have activists. So I think Time really hit it out of the park when they tried to be inclusive to all the people, whether you disagree with the people or agree with them, are influencing our world today.
Yeah, I do like a red carpet where you see people, obviously, like a Taylor Swift, Brie Larson, the red carpet is their jam. That's what they do.
Right.
They're going to kill it.
They do it well.
But you see people who, that's not necessarily their jam. They are the tastemakers in a whole different way. They are, behind the scenes a lot of times. And you see them come forward and they look just as fierce. It's pretty amazing.
And can we talk about your boy? Because I love me some Hasan Minhaj. Is he a nice person in real life?
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's Hasan or my boy Kumail Minhaj. It's just so great to see all my friends that we started off as young comics and we're all on TV or like.
You too, Boo.
Thank you. It's really cool because I just remember us as like young, goofy comics, you know, just sitting around drinking beers, and somebody sent me a picture of when we did the John Oliver Young Comedian special maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and it's me and my buddy Wyatt Cenac, and just like I'm just looking at where we've all gone. So what a cool
with
thing.
Hard work.
Yes, ma'am. But it's an honor to be sitting here with you guys. I love y'all.
Ma'am.
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 I can't call you ma'am.
Makes me feel like I'm like 50.
I don't mind people calling me sir. Do you care? I'm like,
totally
I pay taxes.
Kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I've been on a ma'am kick
I'm
because,
always called ma'am.
since coming back from North Carolina, it's just like,
everybody.
ma'am, yes, ma'am, yeah.
Okay. Well, People Magazine's most beautiful person has just been named.
Is it me?
It's not you, Al. Raquel Villanueva has the news at the moment.
So close, Al. It's actually Jennifer Gardner. She is gracing the cover of People's Beautiful issue. She's praised for her ability to balance her Hollywood career and business ventures, but to her, none of it compares to being a mom of 3 with her ex-husband, Ben Affleck. Jennifer says whenever she comes home from a glam photo shoot, her kids ask her to wash off the makeup and put on some sweats because that's what makes her seem more like mom. The Beautiful issue hits newsstands on Friday.
I love this. We've seen People Magazine's beautiful issue evolve. What?
I was going to say, Raquel looks like she should be holding a statue or something. Did you see her?
Is it? It's like the shiny.
Are you accepting an award, Raquel?
Yeah, I was actually at the gala last night too. I just flew in for this.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Look at her. She did.
Sorry, I had to say that.
I think acknowledge it. She looks flawless. But I love that People Magazine. You know, a lot of people have given it flack for the most beautiful person in the world. Is that a shallow title? When in reality, you look how beautiful inside and out Jennifer Garner is, and a mother hustler. Her company, Once Upon a Farm, is such a cool company. If you haven't heard about it, you can get it anywhere. Target. And what it is, it's organic ingredients for children to eat, and she makes sure that kids, no matter where they live, that everybody has access to organic ingredients. So what she does, Once Upon a Farm, what she does is when she sells a certain number of products, she makes sure that the schools that don't have access to organic products get her products, and I just applaud her. I really love her.
She's a great person, you know, and being good sometimes is boring, and we don't give her enough credit for the things that she does. She's a wonderful mom. The things that she did for Ben Affleck when he was in rehab, just quietly being a great person, the things she does for philanthropy behind the scenes. She's a good person. She deserves that. And all the time, all we do is talk about people who mess up in some sort of way. And could this be a comeback? That's great, too. But we should celebrate people doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Really agree.
Way to go. Congrats to Jennifer Garner. As we speak, a jury is deliberating in the trial of fake German heiress Anna Sorkin. Anna is accused of defrauding people and businesses while pretending to be a German heiress in New York City. Prosecutors say she went on a 10-month spending spree, and it looks like she's not done yet. She has reportedly hired a stylist to pick her outfits for trial, like this black number with an Yves Saint Laurent blouse and Victoria Beckham pants, or this dress from Zara. There's even a whole Instagram account dedicated to her style, Erica Cobb. Erica Cobb, come on now, Erica Cobb.
Yes.
Erica
yes,
Cobb.
ma'am.
Erica Cobb. We have a con woman. We have a con woman who is being glamorized and celebrated on social media.
That's what we like. That's the whole premise of Instagram.
Yeah.
It's not about being, it's about what you can make it look like. And so here you have a woman who is embodying everything, because if you do it successfully, you can have a full run, you can rent an heiress life. And for as long as someone will allow you to do it. There's a woman right now who's serving, just got sentenced to a year in prison for defrauding because she needed to keep up with her image on Instagram.
So what did she do?
Well, she ended up on her prostitution date, taking the credit card of the man who passed away during her date, and ran up a $20,000 bill because
so she could
was
keep up with the Joneses.
or she had too much pressure to keep up on social media.
Okay, where are we today?
Yeah, well, I think
passed away on the date. Well, you know, we've had conversations about how things can happen on dates, and apparently it's totally normal.
See, Erica, I think you're forgetting the age-old saying, fake it till you're arrested. And I mean, honestly, sadly, it works. We're talking about our national TV, and sorry, those pictures look great. She looks great.
She doesn't
Those are nice fashions.
My question is,
she is killing it in jail.
and those pants.
Erica, for an arraignment, she's the best person dressed at that arraignment.
Can we get just a second?
See, look at that. I love that. Now look what she's doing. It's
Come
focused. It's like that look says I'm doing 5 to 10, but I'm living my best life. Look at that.
She looks
She's like,
a
hey,
mess there.
She looks a
choker in court.
Dude. See, now that one very mysterious, very Dara, 1990.
All right.
Loving that.
All right, DBL Nation weigh in.
Daria,
Weigh in.
thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Get it right.
La 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 la.
All right, well, flying can be a hassle, just ask Jeff Schroeder. But flying with bags, kids, or grandkids, yeah, but it could get even more annoying, all thanks to a British startup. The company reportedly wants to weigh passengers before they get on flights. They say it will help with fuel efficiency because planes will get a more exact amount of fuel that correlates to weight. Right now, airlines just rely on estimates for weight, but DBL Nation, we need to hear from you. Would you ever let someone weigh you before a flight? Head to dblvote.com. Let us know what you think. How embarrassing.
If it saves me $1,
No
go ahead and
way.
weigh me out.
No way.
Listen,
Do you know how embarrassing it is for people to weigh themselves,
This
let
would
alone in the
never happen.
privacy of their own room, let alone people behind them in line?
Well, you asked me. I said for 50 cents, weigh me.
Although you don't like long lines, you know how much longer lines would be if everybody.
But they do. I mean, this is never going to happen in the United States, ever, ever, ever. But they do need to get something under control here because your carry-on could be 50 pounds and your other bag could be 10 pounds. Like, I just want to just bring a bag of bricks on sometimes, just despite the airlines, because I have free bags, and be like, take care of that. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Go ahead. The airlines, they gouged me when I was poor.
Well, and I mean, if they're just like, hey, if there's a way to make it. I don't know, Jeff. I mean, this does seem like the most fair way. If we're sending cargo, let's say you're not sending yourself, take yourself out of it. If you're sending cargo, you will be charged based on the space you take up and the amount of weight that it costs. So this is a very fair way to do it. I'm not saying it's practical.
I don't think it's a fair way at all. First of all, weight means nothing. Someone
on an airplane?
Well, when it comes
That's
down
all
to
it means.
when it comes down to your personal space, someone could weigh more than what the average person is and not take up any of your personal space. So I never believe in weighing people. I do think that things need to be done so that the airlines are more active in deciding when something has been crossed and not leave it to be the due diligence of the passenger. I had a situation like that happen to me recently at an airline, and I tweeted it and asking for someone to come over and do something about it, and they told me to take care of it myself. So I think that it is important that the airline gets involved, but I don't think that weighing people is the answer.
All right.
Yep. Let's see what DBL Nation has to say. 52% they said no. That's not that big of a difference. Yikes.
Some thin people.
We'll be right
chiming
back.
Do you?
The viewers,
directly related.
Rhonda Johnson on Facebook, Jeff with airports rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Our viewers love Jeff's airport rants because guess what? You can all relate, and he is speaking for you. So there's a photo that's gone viral. I don't know if we have it. I mean, you guys wouldn't be able to see it anyways, but we talked about it in the morning meeting where a young woman checked in her bag. I guess it was 20 pounds overweight. So instead of paying the $50 additional fee, she literally unpacked most of the bag and wore like her hats. Like it looked like a Dr. Seuss book. She wore her hats, her scarf, like 3 jackets, and marched herself into the plane so she didn't have to.
See, I love that. I like when they stick it to the airlines.
But see, behind her in the security line.
But it's the same weight.
But that makes no sense.
It's the same weight.
That's what I'm saying. That makes no sense because if I'm bringing this, it weighs too much, but it can't go above here. It's going to go under the plane, so it's going with me anyway.
It's the same thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the logic of the airlines is they have no logic, and they do whatever they want. It's a monopoly. That's why I get so mad, because you can't do anything. Here's your options: you either fly, or guess what? You're taking a train or a bus there, and you're going to get there in 3 days. That's why, and it makes me so frustrated because there's no one to balance them out. There's no one to say, hey, you're doing this terribly wrong as a business sense. That's what makes me so upset, because I can't do anything about it, and I can just yell and yell and yell, and they sit there with their smug look behind the desk.
I think they're trying to force your hand to do something about it. And that,
I do too.
Oh, you don't like to pay extra money
I'm
for
gonna
bags?
hit you in the pocket.
Then sign up for a credit card and you get 2 free bags every time you fly.
Yeah, but I do.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying. I
But
think
even that, so I signed up for the free thing. I have it, yeah, just because it makes sense if you fly twice a year, and I pay $50 in bags, me and my wife, and you're one way coming back. That's $100.
Right,
That pays for itself right there. So all I need to do is fly twice a year. But anyways, it used to come with like Premier Access and stuff.
Yeah.
So when I bought that, not anymore. You don't get in those lines anymore.
the TSA?
It's just bag. Yeah, it's just bags now. None of that. So I'd go and be like, dude, I bought this card. It's $100 a year. And like, yeah, that hasn't worked for months. I'm like, that's how you guys sold it to me. And did I get a notification saying you took it away?
That's not cool.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
not cool.
So they just take things away, and there's no repercussions for the airlines ever.
Stand by.
Welcome back to DBL. Take a look at this. It seems like a picture-perfect beach vacation. Well, it's not. You may remember Kim Kardashian posted this to social media a few years ago, raving about her trip to Thailand, mentioning how beautiful it was. Well, fans were quick to call her out since she posted, or ripped rather, this pic off of Google. Uh-oh. But it turns out many of us are doing the same thing, lying about great vacations. A new survey reveals that more than half of travelers exaggerate the truth about their trips. Lying about the weather is at the top of the list, while people also fudge the truth about their accommodations and sightseeing. And 1 in 10 say they have posted a fake pic on social media to show off their vacation. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Have you anybody ever exaggerated about your vacation, even if it had to do with like your kids? Oh, the kids were so great, and in reality, the kids were a nightmare, and it made the whole vacation a nightmare.
I think it's assumed that the kids are a nightmare. Unless they sleep, I just assume it was really bad. But I don't think I've ever exaggerated about a vacation. I don't really put my vacations up too much. That's not my. I feel like that's the one time to not post.
Yeah, I don't either.
I exaggerate the other way.
Me
then
too.
people aren't like, it must be nice. So you're like, it rained the whole time. But you feel
People get
compelled.
Look at that area.
Yeah, you just feel.
Well,
They just had a picture of you and
Let's see. I want to see the Greece.
Oh,
where's that?
Yeah, that was pretty bomb.
Oh,
that was
No,
that was Santorini.
Gorgeous.
It was horrible. It was so hot.
No, but you're right. There is also on the flip side of this, as you just mentioned, there's vacation shaming. Sean King, who is a very awesome activist, said that he doesn't even post vacation photos because people will say that, what are you doing? You're supposed to be an activist. You're supposed to be speaking for us.
You can't be a complete
You
human being.
can't win. You can't win, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go on vacation. That's kind of a loser move by Kim Kardashian. She has the means to go anywhere and do anything
Maybe
she wants in the world.
Afraid to show, like.
No, maybe she was lazy and she Googled it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Is that you, Jeff?
Is that you, Jeff? Where are you?
That's White Sands, New Mexico.
Whoa! Don't fall.
That's Yosemite. It's a trick.
Whoa,
I'm on
that's
a
like
rock.
Free Solo right there.
That's Yosemite.
That's awesome.
If you haven't seen Free Solo, by the way, man, that's somebody who's scaling like literally Half Dome in Yosemite
Sammy, do we have
without
pictures of
anything.
you?
I think we do have some photos,
Let me
but
see,
mine
let me
are
see.
often just super touristy and basic. Can we see my? Yeah.
Oh.
Very touristy and basic. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Do you have the picture of you touching the Eiffel Tower? But it's just
No,
like
but
from
there
perspective.
I am. There I am at you're not supposed to take pictures in the Vatican underneath the.
That girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's move on. Since we're constantly scrolling through our friends' lives on social media, this got us wondering what else people are lying about. Here's a few. Pretending your relationship is all smiles. We've all seen the happy couple image. Claiming to work out harder than you actually do. We've all seen the gym selfie. Mm-hmm. And fooling your followers into thinking you eat healthier than you actually do. #kale salad. Or it's the person that's like, got my burger and fries, and it's like the gorgeous girl in the bikini.
Yeah, it's that fake bite where you know she spit it out as soon as she. Yeah,
Not always.
I've always wanted to like have a social media account, maybe where it's just like all the terrible things that happen in life, like me going into my tax attorney's office, like just terrible things. I would follow that in a second.
That was my social media from about 2013 to about 2015, like, yeah.
You must get the most scrutiny because you have so many followers from Big Brother, you and Jordan. Do you ever have people blame you for doing certain things? Have you noticed that?
No, just the parenting is the biggest thing.
Annoying.
Because I don't post, like, I go to the gym every day. I don't post a gym selfie. I don't feel the need. I cook every day. I don't post the pictures of my food. I think it's ridiculous.
But your children, they say stuff.
But so I post pictures of my children. That's the only thing people can comment on. If I did post a gym selfie, I'm sure somebody would have something to say. So people are going to have something to say about no matter what you post. Go on vacation, eat what you want, post what you want, have fun with your life. Don't even look at those comments.
Yeah, right. Good call. All right, well, coming up, doctors saved his life after a head-on crash, but strangers made his survival possible.
Goodness.
His amazing story coming up next.
The sun.
Ready, guys? Where am I? I'm at the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? You get that? You get it? Don't follow me. Keep writing us in. Let us know if you guys have ever lied on your social media or if you've caught someone lying on their social media. I don't think I have. I also don't post that frequently, though. So in case you're wondering, Lex on the Desk is postponed a little bit because there's food on the desk right now instead of Lex on the Desk, which is great. We love eating here at DBL. So new trending story for you guys. This is actually kind of wild, and I wonder what you guys' take on this is going to be. It has to do with technology and facial recognition. So this teen, he's 18 years old, a freshman in college, has been accused of multiple crimes at Apple stores based on facial recognition. Apparently, allegedly, there's some confusion with the system that has him stealing $1,200 worth of Apple pencils from an Apple store in Boston. He said he's never been to Boston, and then he's also been accused of crimes in different Apple stores across the U.S. too, so not just the one time, which is absolutely insane. He says that the height is not even the same, the face doesn't look the same. I think this is super wild. I mean, technology has done so much positive for us, but it also does all these negative things too, it seems like. I feel for this college kid. I know going away to school is super hard, and having to deal with these lawsuits and these false allegations must have been really difficult. So DBL Nation, keep writing us in. Let us know what you guys think about this story. Bye now.
Welcome back to DBL. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood, whether it's a cancer patient, a premature infant, or someone with a blood disorder. Just one blood donation can save up to 3 lives. Dan Richmond is one of those lives saved, and here is his comeback story.
On a July day in 2012,
it was a disaster, to say the least.
Dan Richmond's life changed forever.
It's a 90-mile-an-hour accident.
It was Friday the 13th. Dan was a mile from home, and his SUV was struck head-on by another driver.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was.
His wife, Megan, rushed to the scene to be by his side.
He was awake, and he was talking to me, and I was standing right next to the car.
I saw her at the accident scene. I got to tell her I love her, and that was the last thing I remembered. For 37 days. Once they took me in, there was literally someone in the ED room squeezing bags of blood into my body as quickly as humanly possible. They used 121 units of blood to save my life.
That was a horrible moment. Dan was bleeding from every space he could possibly be bleeding from.
My wife was 7 months pregnant at the time. She was there the entire time, and you think I'm tough for surviving the accident, she's 10 times tougher.
I mean, it was really scary. I was scared.
When I woke up from the coma, 37 days after the accident, I really I felt completely out of time, out of place. I was seeing double, didn't have a clue as to what was going on. And I had to learn how to walk again. I literally had to learn how to actually eat again.
When he finally woke up and we were finally able to just talk to each other, it was just, thank goodness, you're back.
Dan woke up from his coma in time for the most joyful moment in his life.
I have a life now. I have a little person who very much depends on me, and I have to be there for him.
Thank goodness he was up and, ready to go when Sawyer was born.
To define the joy of having my firstborn son in my hands.
Thanks to Vitalant, the nation's second largest blood service provider, Dan was able to meet 17 of the blood donors who helped save his life.
Because it took every single one of them to keep me alive, and meeting them was the most humbling experience I've ever had in my life.
That was the most wonderful experience ever. I got to hug each and every one of them.
So I didn't donate before the actual accident. I didn't. But now, knowing the effects and the benefits.
To give of yourself to save someone else, whew, that's pretty amazing.
An hour out of your time, out of your life, one day, can make such a difference to so many others.
They saved our life. They made our life that we have here possible.
Now, Dan is an ambassador for Vitalant, with a mission to inspire others to donate blood so that more lives like his can be saved.
Such an incredible story. Now, while all blood types are needed, there's always an elevated need for type O blood. To find out how you can save a life and fuel someone else's comeback story, visit Vitalant.org. We'll be right back.
DBL Nation, what's up? It's your boy Jeray for the Slay, and we're back with another Beauty Blast Edition video. Now this week, we're giving you a surprise little inside scoop of everything beauty that's happening for you guys. Now, this past week has been crazy. We've had so much going on, but I'm gonna give you my top 3 beauty insiders secrets that I found recently. So number 1, we had the amazing Katy Perry seen at Coachella. Now, she wasn't just seen rocking her everyday American Idol looks, honey. She had a gorgeous monochromatic all pink look going on. This started from the top with Chris Appleton, her hairstylist, styling her hair in a beautiful fuchsia pink moment. This is a beautiful body wave. Now the fuchsia pink tone though is just enough to give her some more of those cool and warm vibrancies all the way through her hair. This made for a great gradation when you see her on the red carpet, and she just looked amazing. Now down to the makeup, her makeup artist Michael Anthony used ColourPop Ooh La La eyeshadow palette, and this is seen in that gorgeous cat smoky eye that he created for her. This is a great way to shape out her eye without using eyeliner, and it made sure that you could really see those pink tones living off of her skin. It was an absolute gorgeous moment. Now, another star that we've had our eye on lately is the gorgeous queen, Rihanna, y'all. Give it up for Queen Rihanna, because she is just looking amazing. Now, we saw her on Harper's Bazaar's cover for their 2019 Beauty Edition, in which she is sporting a gorgeous rainbow avant-garde look. This look is just to die for. You just have to take a look at it just to see all these vibrant colors and how they're playing off of her skin as well. Now, Fenty Beauty posted this picture on their Instagram, and we got a clue that there is possibly a new item that was used in the shoot that will be featured. Now, Rihanna is famous for this, for dropping brand new products up to 1 year in advance. So we might not even know what this is until next year, but I'll tell you what, your boy Jeray for the Slay is super excited. So you guys, thanks for coming in and viewing another amazing episode of Beauty Blast. Let me know what you want to see for next week. I'll talk to you soon.
Avengers Endgame word of the day is Wakanda.
Welcome back to DBL. When you go on vacation, you have so many options of where to stay, but check out this potato hotel in Boise.
What?
According to Airbnb, you can stay inside this 6-ton fake potato, complete with a bed, fireplace, and even AC. That's cute for $200 a night. There's no windows.
What?
But look how cute. Can we see inside? That's cute.
$200 in Boise? You could get the penthouse. Are you crazy?
What do you mean? You
The
were just there.
potato.
Why didn't you
Boise
stay there?
this weekend. I
Why
didn't know that was an option. I just stayed in a
Looks like
condo.
perfect
Yeah,
sleeping.
that was awesome.
That looks cool. I'm all about it. You're not into it?
No.
Okay.
Not even for an hour or two?
Very odd
There
for
we go.
him.
I actually secretly like it.
We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert. Oh, I'm recording myself. Don't want to do that. Kelly Schubert with the DBL digital team here. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but I wanted to talk to you about road trips. Our Car Shield today was like having fun on road trips this summer, and I want to know, do you guys take road trips very often? I actually just took a road trip 2 weekends ago. We went up to Steamboat Craig area up here in Colorado, so that's up in the mountains, and I love to try to play games. Chris never likes to try to play games with me, so I just play games by myself and try to spot things by myself in my own head. But DBL Nation, I want to know, what do you do when you're on road trips? Do you have any fun games you like to play? The alphabet game, the license plate game, the game where you find the words on the billboards? Let me know. But hey, if you're taking a road trip this summer, you know what you need? You need an auto protection plan with Car Shield. And to get that, you need to call 1-800-505-9619. And again, that's 1-800-505-9619. I know everyone in here has an auto protection plan from Car Shield. You should too. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Bye.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Because it fits her.
No.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, April 24th. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al, and I'm Sam.
Hey,
Let's
Sammy.
get started. Hey. All right, well, Britney Spears is responding to all the rumors circulating around her mental health care. Check out this video she posted on Instagram.
Hi guys, just checking in with all of you who are concerned about me. All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon.
Britney says that she posted the video because the things that are being said about her are getting out of control. There were even Free Britney protests in West Hollywood pushing for her release from a mental health facility where she is still staying. But now Britney is saying, quote, there are rumors, death threats to my family and my team, and just so many crazy things being said. I'm trying to take a moment for myself, but everything that's happening is just making it harder for me. Don't believe everything you read and hear. Meantime, Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, is also speaking out right now, saying on Instagram, quote, I love my sister with everything I have, so anyone or anything that speaks to the contrary can get the blank out of here with all the comments about what you don't understand. Do not come for me or the ones I love anymore. Tori, clearly, you know, social media has gone crazy. You know, no pun intended. That's not supposed to be a term used disrespectfully. But how is this helping Britney Spears? And I also want to hear from you regarding her video. Does that help her, hurt her?
Yeah, first of all, remember that leave Britney alone. That's like people are writing all about it. Like this needs to happen
Chris Crocker.
now. Literally, Chris Crocker, take that approach now. There has been such a flood of free Britney, hashtag free Britney, as if she's being held like she used to be in 2007, 2009. She was under.
That was also saved her life.
Exactly. So at some point, this has got to end, and it's got to end quickly. I think she had to do this. They're the death threats. She had to put a plug in the onslaught. We at DBL Nation people being like, why isn't this your first story? Why aren't you discussing Britney being held against her will? So it's reached that level that she had to say something.
It's sad that she had to say something, that she had to get on social media. She even just posted this out. Can we look at this? This she posted just moments ago on her Instagram. Why does she feel like that she needs to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, or dispel rumors when she is in a treatment facility trying to fight for her life?
There is no joy on her face in that video, Sam. And you know what? It's really a sad indictment on where we are as a people. I mean, we're in this conspiracy world where people throw out these conspiracy theories. Tori, we've talked, you know, I yell at you because I see you as the internet, because I can't believe what people are allowed to say. But conspiracies now are turning into actual things. People said that Hillary Clinton was running a pedophile ring in a pizza shop, and somebody showed up there with an AR-15. People said, Alex Jones, that monster, said that the Sandy Hook things were a hoax, and people harassed those people for almost a decade.
At the funerals.
Yes. So now we have people that are threatening. This is what you're doing. This is how crazy what they're doing. They're advocating for the release of somebody that they've never met from a mental facility they've never heard of with symptoms that they have no idea. So this is where we are as a society. So well done on our part. So let's see where this goes, but it's nowhere good.
Should she be on social media and then we'll move on?
I don't think so. For me personally, I don't think it's a great idea. She's exactly where she needs to be.
Yes.
She needs some help. She's at the facility.
Taking care of herself.
End of story. She said, this is what's going on in my life. She said in the video, I don't think she needed to explain that, but she's where she needs to be. If you break your leg, you go to the doctor. If you have something wrong you think you need to get worked through and talk to somebody, she's at that place.
Yeah.
So just let her do her thing. I don't think she needs to be posting any more videos, though.
I agree. And good for you, Britney, for taking care of yourself. We are all rooting for you. We are learning more right now about Lori Loughlin's defense. Lori and her husband, Massimo Giannoli, are planning on using a we didn't know defense in their upcoming college bribery case. That's according to TMZ. The report goes on to say that Lori will claim they didn't know the $500,000 they paid allegedly went to bribes, or that the pictures of their daughters on a rowing machine were used to pass them off as crew recruits. But one big problem with that defense, Lori's husband allegedly sent at least $100,000 directly to the assistant athletic director.
Whoops.
Meantime, Martha Stewart, who spent some time in prison herself, is speaking out about Lori and fellow actress Felicity Huffman. When asked about the scandal at last night's Time 100 gala, Martha said, quote, "I just feel sorry for them and they might have made a big mistake." Yeah, they did. But the difference is, Tori, you see Felicity Huffman owning it, getting past it, trying to be part of the solution, and then we are all rallying behind her because we've all made mistakes, not condoning what she did. But Lori Loughlin, really, Tori, is this going to work?
Well, here's the thing. It might. That's the scary thing. Crazier things have happened. I mean, we've seen verdicts that we definitely thought the Jodi Arias, I think a lot of people thought O.J. Simpson would go one way, and it went the complete other way. Jussie Smollett. So at some point, you need to convince one person that unless she said, I'm Lori Loughlin on tape and I'm bribing you, that you have to prove intent. And if she kind of skidded by and kind of avoided things, you might be able to give some reasonable doubt. Do I think this is fair? No way in heck. No way in heck. But that's what she wants. Now, she's also different from Felicity. She faces a lot more jail time. So Felicity was like, you know what? I'm going to give it up and face what I have to face. She was not willing to do that because of how much jail time she might have caused. So she's going for that trial.
She's also, that's pretty risky though, Jeff, because God forbid you go to trial, you face, you do risk the judge throwing the book at you.
That's why people plead out 95% of the time. And I'm glad we have our legal eagle here. So using that I didn't know defense, how come I can't rob a bank and go, I was doing community art and I was reenacting what a bank robbery looks like in my head. I didn't know.
It has to be a reasonable person at some point. But again, with bribery specifically, the statute says you have to show intent. And if she said, I'm giving $500,000 to this charitable organization, and here's a photo of my children, and she didn't know about the rowing. I know this is all BS.
I understand. I know, but it's just crazy to hear it come out of your mouth.
It's insulting everybody watching this case. It is insulting. Chime in, DBL Nation. The winner of a $768 million lottery jackpot, it's not you, I'll sit down, has come forward. This is 24-year-old Manuel Franco from Wisconsin, who described what it was like to discover, can you imagine, he had the winning ticket. Watch.
I looked at it one number at a time, and I saw that first number. I didn't think anything of it, but I knew that it was something special because I normally don't get the first number. It's always the fourth or the fifth or, just a Powerball. And I see that second number, and my heart starts to pump and whatnot. And at that moment, I'm like, no freaking way.
Jeff, $768 million. I know because you have such a big heart, you do so many charitable things, but I want to know what you would do the very instant you look at your ticket and you realize you're $768 million richer.
The TV out the window. Yeah, bust
Wait,
everything. I'd break everything in the whole place.
Oh, you'd break it?
Yeah, everything in the whole place.
Wait, why?
What do you mean no? Yeah, of course.
Then you have to clean it up.
Not of course. I'm not cleaning anything up. Are you kidding me? Hello?
Would you leave?
My apartment's busted and I did it. I'm going to be in France. See you when I get back.
That's fine.
You know what? Jordan probably knows him so well. She'd walk into the apartment with everything broken and like, we did it, baby.
Things would be on fire. I'd just be like, yeah.
He's running around like screaming excited while you're doing it?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm not a psycho.
He's silently bashing things. Yeah.
What would you guys do?
Yeah, well, Sammy, what would you do?
I would want to surprise my family. So I would want to show up and tell them, get all your bills on the table and just pretend it's for like some other reason, and tell me where you want to go and pretend it's some other reason, and then say, all right, paying all these off, let's get in the private PJ. Let's get in the PJ, let's go.
No, I would actually throw my electricity bill down. I'm throwing my mortgage down. If you got money like that, I'm like, pay this house off.
Sure.
Well, you need to specify that because I'm not just going to put my cable bill down.
All of it. No,
Your cell phone
you messed up. You messed up. Al's cell phone bill, Jeff's mortgage.
I didn't know you were paying off SUVs.
Himself in the whole family.
Yeah. DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, the juiciest moments from reality TV, including the very awkward scene. Remember this, Jeff, from Vanderpump Rules that leaves Britney's family almost speechless? And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. California is pushing a controversial new proposal. What do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? We're going to share your comments about that live coming up next.
Avengers
DBL Nation, happy Wednesday. It's Kelly here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but I think we're going to go to the desk for a little argument that might be happening right now. Let's go see.
Nervous.
Hey guys, what are you talking about up here?
Set up.
Jack, so you guys just saw a tease.
I think it was set up.
You just saw a tease to Reality Roundup. If you watch Vanderpump Rules, which we both do, Jax Taylor, who's already cheated on Britney and is already in the doghouse with Britney's family, Britney's his fiance, had to sit down to lunch with Britney's father and Britney's brothers.
They're big Southern guys.
And they were like questioning him because of the fact with his history, like, how do we know that you're going to be faithful? We don't care about the big old rock you put on her finger. How do we know you're going to be faithful? His responses were cringeworthy. Like, literally, well, I love Britney, but I'm number one. I worry about me first. I love me first. It was crazy. You thought it was staged? No.
I thought it might have been staged, but he was acting weird the whole time. Like, remember?
He is
I don't know why we're talking about.
Was he
Vanderpump.
nervous?
Remember when he's
weird.
like, we're doing a toast and he
think
ran and got like his dad's ashes, and he's like, I'm gonna keep my dad here. I get it, but it's like just kind of weird. And he brought him everywhere. We're talking about Vanderpump Rules. This
I
is
know,
so
but
crazy.
hey.
It's like my guilty pleasure
Me
when I
too.
go home.
I can't wait.
I like to just
my 90-day
I like to just shut off and like watch that.
Yeah, it's like you gotta have something. Because have you ever tried to leave here and then go on to CNN and like you read the first story and you're like, I can't.
And then you get anxiety.
So you need something to just be like, I need to see some people fight at a bar.
I go home.
That's what I need to see.
I watch Swedish documentaries.
Do you?
It's very strange.
I go home and great.
Well, it's just a mess.
Oh my God. Entertainment Tonight's on, and I'm like, Lori Loughlin. I'm like,
No,
I can't get that remote fast enough. I'm like,
same.
I'm like, just put on anything.
We're in it all day, from politics to
I
pop
can't-
culture to breaking news. So when I can just turn on Beverly Hills Housewives,
Yes.
or Vandy, which we love.
Or The
So what else?
Challenge.
Could you believe Sheena Marie? What she had to say?
What a
So Sheena Marie, listen, go do you, boo. But Sheena Marie admitted that when she first moved to LA, that she pretty much found her way through, in, above, below,
The way she
Lakers, Lakers players, Pacers players, Chargers.
The way she talks, I was embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, if that was like my daughter or like my sister or something, I'm like,
Do a
my
little
God.
mimic so I can
First of all,
see.
she has a crazy accent.
Oh, it's like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then what did she say though about
it like
all
Stefan?
all I want is for a guy to cook for me and Oh.
Yeah,
and you're like,
like-
your
The way she
mom
talks.
watches this.
The way she talks
It's just
is like-
very filthy. And I would
'Cause
say
you
the
try to
same thing
be-
about a guy. Just like I just completely criticized Jax, I'm completely criticizing Sheena.
Yeah.
No double standard here.
No.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. There's a new controversy in California over hair discrimination. The state Senate passed a bill yesterday. It would ban policies at schools and workplaces against natural hairstyles like afros, braids, twists, and weaves. You might remember a few situations that have caused an outcry, like the wrestler who was forced to cut his dreads because a ref said his hair violated the rules. Some people said that was discrimination. Others said they're rules and they apply to everyone. So what do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination?
Yes, but let's see what Lucy from Facebook says. Do we need laws for this? I feel like communities govern themselves based on their own standards. Lucy, that's why we needed laws. Communities were doing that, and it wasn't working out so well for anybody that wasn't a white male. So we had to make laws, and that's why we're here today. I mean, obviously, this is a huge dog whistle, and when we talk about natural hair, we're talking about people of different ethnicities that might not have what's considered the standard hairstyle here in America. So when we hear things like this, we have to understand what the baseline is, and that's we're trying to exclude anybody that doesn't look like the majority.
That's very good. Marcus from Facebook says the law may prevent schools or employers from discriminating against you for your hairstyle, but the general public will likely continue. Marcus, I hope that if you're around someone who gets made fun of or discriminated against, or a child, because this is for students too, who get sent home from school humiliated because their hair isn't kempt or groomed correctly, according to who, might I add, that you stop it and you say something. That's the best way to stop this from continuing in society.
And Marianne from Facebook says, you are free to wear your hair however you like, but you must also be prepared for the consequences. If I dyed my hair pink, my job would say that it's unprofessional. I don't see this as an issue. So you're saying it's not an issue. I think your work is a little bit different than school. So I'm saying, if I want to go back to this kid just for a second, that child, that young man, was forced to make a split-second decision, either forfeit that match or go on and cut his hair. And he went on and cut his hair in a split second and went on to win that match in overtime. And that ref is now suspended, just so you know. So this was racist. Let's just say what it is in that situation. If you want to talk about the workplace, just make sure you're doing the same for everybody. That's all. I think the workplace dictates what you need to do. And if it's all the same for everybody, I'm all good with that.
All right, agreed. Robert from Facebook says this is the wave of the future. Any kind of discrimination on the basis of race is not okay. Very simply said. Yeah. Agreed. Drop the mic. Thank you for so eloquently just saying what exactly.
And Sam, I feel like people want, you have a punk rock look when you're offset. That's how you've always kind of dressed. Have you ever dealt with that? Like any kind of, do you feel like you were discriminated against?
Yeah, I mean, I can't relate it. I know, but yeah, I've definitely had to cover tattoos on certain projects. But I just, I can't compare it.
Right.
But yeah. But yeah. Coming up, Tori and Al go off the beaten path, actually upstairs and down ramps.
Yeah.
In today's DBL Drive. What? You want to see what's up? Look at them. They're in that green Jeep. Plus, could a surprising invitation trigger a scandal on Love and Hip Hop? That's in our reality roundup. That's coming up next.
The Sun.
DBL Nation. So, another story that's trending online right now is Walgreens is planning to push up its requirement for age on buying tobacco products. So they're making it so that you have to be at least 21 to buy tobacco products at Walgreens. Know a lot of people are kind of against this. A lot of people are also for it. I really am super indifferent on what age you need to be to buy tobacco products because I'm not a fan of cigarette smoking anyways, but I know a lot of people are into the Juuls and all that stuff, so I don't know. I just think I don't think it accomplishes much by moving it from 18 to 21. People are going to smoke if they want to smoke. It's just going to happen. They'll just go somewhere else. If it's not offered at Walgreens, they'll go to CVS. If it's not offered at CVS, they'll go to Rite Aid or the gas station. Either way, they'll get their hands on it. It's just kind of a waste. So, I mean, it's interesting that they're doing this, but I mean, this is definitely coming from, the chain is getting pressured by, anti-tobacco groups to raise the age. and prevent younger people from smoking. But, you know, I used to think that tobacco smoking was on the decline until I started working in the night scene. And I worked security at a nightclub, and yeah, a lot of young people smoke cigarettes, and it is still a really big thing right now. So I see that there is a reason to fight for this, but you know, they're gonna smoke anyways, guys. But let me know what you think. I'm indifferent, but you may care more than I do, so who knows? Let me know. Ladies.
Welcome back to DBL. It's the time in the show where we obsess over the juiciest moments from reality TV. So ladies, get your lassos ready because it's time for Reality Roundup. Yeah. First up on Vanderpump Rules, Brittany and Jax's engagement takes center stage when Jax treats Brittany's dad and 3 brothers to lunch in an effort to show them he's a changed man. Check it out.
You know, you sent that picture, and that she was grinning from ear to ear, the big ring on her finger. What's important to me is the faithfulness behind it.
But if you do screw up, your life will be a living hell.
Again, I love Brittany more than anything, but I got to take care of this guy here first. So I'm always going to be number 1.
I died. Erica, I died. When I saw this live, that was my reaction.
How could you say that in front of
Especially after he's already cheated on her.
He's cheated on her. He's disrespected her in so many other ways because honestly, I think some ways that men disrespect women are even worse than hopping in bed with some other woman. However, this is her father. They're clearly from the South. There's a system of family values there. And you're saying that you're going to be the number 1 priority in the relationship? You can't be the number 1 priority in the relationship. It's either y'all both the same priority and you level it together, or the children are the priority. But you can't tell somebody's dad.
Erica. Yeah. Let me turn myself. Okay, I'm turning right here. Okay, I'm on a swivel chair. Next up on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Puppygate continues. I know, Tori. To dominate the headlines, check out PK's brutal jab at Kyle Richards while they are backstage at a Boy George concert.
You could have issues. You can't even get on with your best friend, so you could have issues.
The whole reason I even got into this situation was speaking up on your wife's behalf.
That's not fair or cool.
Honey, it's a joke.
A joke is what you go, ha,
No, it's an English joke. It's not an American joke.
That's hilarious that it's just a difference in ethnicity. This Puppygate thing, in my opinion, it's a little much of the storyline. Little too much. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for the jabs, and I'm ready for Kyle and Lisa to get back to that friendship that they've had for so long.
Me too. I love Kyle and Lisa together, but right now, yeah, there's a big rift between them.
I need that Puppygate to be over.
It's so cute how PK's living in his glass house and throwing stones because he's been all up LVP's pump since the beginning.
Yes, that's true. All right, I'm going to swivel again. Here we go.
Swivel.
And finally, on Love in Hip Hop Atlanta, Carly Red goes on her ex's radio show to give him an unexpected invitation. Ooh, enjoy.
Congratulations to your fiance, too.
Thank you. You know, your manager introduced us.
I didn't know that.
I decided to invite my ex-child to my engagement party.
And me giving Jock an invitation for my engagement party, it's just putting a nail in the coffin.
Wow. Yes, a big old nail in the coffin.
Carly Red is like an anomaly. First of all, nobody knows how old this woman is.
She looks different in every shot.
Yeah, like she has a daughter who looks like she could actually be
her friend.
You can't tell. I don't know what she drank. I don't know what she ate.
Yeah.
But she's had, this woman has like 15 lives and she remains the same.
Wow, Carly, share your secret, please, girl, please.
It's whatever Paul Rudd's eating. He hasn't aged.
Yeah, Paul Rudd looks good.
No.
Okay.
This is for real. I don't know what this Paul Rudd thing is. I love Paul, but Paul has aged.
All right, this has been Reality Roundup.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
I feel like anytime me and Jeff do like a segment, we should do something that we're doing like a little life hack. I'm using and Jeff, you can hold it for a while, get it. It's called the Nun tablets. We did
dude, she gave me a bunch of those yesterday.
Yes, we did a shoot at Platform Fitness with Emily.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Emily. We'll get her name right. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Emily. First of all, we walked in, I was just like, I didn't know a person could look like that.
Emily Schromm.
Yeah, Emily Schromm.
Yeah.
Follow her. Between her and Jen Wiederstrom, they just make sense as fitness people because they don't just work out, they live it, but they're not overbearing with it. Like Jen Wiederstrom would be like, hey, work out, blah, 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 but she'd be like, let's get a beer. She's so normal with her fitness, and that's how Emily was. She's just like, she's chill. Our own Patty goes to her, Patty who won the contest, but she put me onto these Nun tablets. I'm going to go get one from my desk real quick. Jeff, do you know what they do?
Yeah, so it's an
electro.
Yeah, so it's like an electrolyte. So I just met her yesterday. We're doing this 10-day challenge coming up, in case you guys didn't know. So starting Monday, we're gonna do like a no sugar diet. We're gonna tell you guys all about it later on. But we went to go meet with her yesterday and film some stuff at our break. So these Nun tablets are something that she has in her store, and it's just N-U-U-N.
Right here we are.
Yeah, and
okay, can we get a picture of that? Okay, and it's immune system support. And she, it's got all basic stuff in there. And I'll tell you, it's got elderberry, turmeric, echinacea, ginger, zinc, and 10 vitamins and minerals. And it says you add to water. And what she was saying, which I thought that was so interesting, was she was like, when you use the restroom, not being vulgar, we're just human beings. If you are drinking a lot of water, which you have to do here in Colorado, and you do to be healthy, I always thought if your urine was clear, that was a good thing. But what she's saying is sometimes you're flushing your body of the nutrients you need as well. So what this does is it makes sure that your cells in your body keep the good
Absorb
the good stuff, and then get rid of everything else. So I thought that was so interesting because I've always my goal is I want it to be clear. But that's not necessarily a good thing. You might be getting rid of all the good stuff.
Yeah, because I had a lot. So we did this printout with this machine that she had. It was really cool. And we only spent a short amount of time with her. But she's really nice. She's like, reach out to me if you have any questions, dietary questions. So we'll keep you guys up to date on that as like our challenge starts on Monday. But like that, I didn't know about the nutrients. And she's like, drink less water because my water weight was a little high because I drink so much water throughout the day. And she's like, you could drink less water. Just you need to drink like electrolytes that stay in your cells. So I didn't know a lot about that. And then the protein that my body tested for, I was not eating enough protein at all. Like, especially because I gave up meat,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
My protein came to like almost 150 grams, like a day.
Yeah.
And she goes, at minimum, you have to do 125. And I know we got to wrap it up, but it was just very interesting. So now I doubled up my protein shakes just a day after talking to her. So she's very knowledgeable in what she's talking about, and we're going to educate you guys as we learn more throughout this 10-day process.
Normal fitness journey.
Yeah, if you guys want to join, it's 10 days, no sugar. We'll tell you all the rules. It starts Monday. So have a fun weekend, and then we got to get after it on Monday.
That's right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, you don't actually have to go off-roading to have a driving adventure. My girl Tori and I were lucky enough to get a sneak peek at Camp Jeep at the Denver Auto Show. It got us thinking of fun ways to get off the beaten path on the special edition of DBL Drive presented by who, y'all?
Car Shield.
Oh, that wasn't great.
All right, we're here at Camp Jeep. Al and I are going through the treacherous.
We are off the beaten path, Tori.
Yeah, we are. And Steve, our driver, is awesome.
This is already like a ride. Like this. What? We need a better mayor to get these streets fixed.
Oh my God.
This is great.
This is amazing.
Tori, I actually went off the beaten path. I know I'm not the most nature
No, you don't
kind
love
of guy,
nature. No.
but I did for my honeymoon. We rented an SUV, and we went off-roading all through New Mexico, like off these like tiny kind of scary back roads.
How
which is
cold
really, this is cool.
Lord have
Tori,
mercy.
this?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now,
Steve.
how'd you just? Oh, I love this.
Oh my God. Wait, we're going up the stairs?
This would be better than running stairs.
Yeah, this is just sitting.
I found that driving upstairs is much better.
Oh my God, we're in a Jason Bourne movie. We're in a Jason Bourne movie. It's a good one. Oh my God, it's a terrible one. Oh my Lord. That was better than some first dates I've had.
I don't love to drive, but I do love some great scenery. Here are some ways to get off the beaten path this spring. Grab a co-pilot. Having another pair of eyes can be great at pointing out the sights you may not see. Stay in your comfort zone, but try a new route for a fresh perspective. And for all of your driving adventures, get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote.
Tori, you looked horrified back there.
It was scary, man. At that one point when we did the dip thing, we were like over.
Right, and just the way.
So what was different about that car?
Jeeps. If you're just driving your Jeep to work, you're wasting. It's like having a Greyhound that you keep in an apartment. Like those vehicles are built for off-roading, and I mean, there's so much to do. If you are an outdoor person, get a Jeep. It's worth it. It's not a vanity thing. You need it for that lifestyle.
Cool. All right. Well, here's what's coming up next on DBL.
A phony heiress is on trial, accused of scheming her way into high society. You won't believe who she hired to bolster her defense. Then, imagine being weighed as you get on the airplane. We've got the skinny on the controversial idea. And a new poll shows most Americans lie about those picture-perfect vacations. So what else are we fibbing about? That when DBL comes back. This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get started. Big names in Hollywood, politics and tech all hit the red carpet for the Time 100 Gala last night. And leading up to that was the Time 100 Summit, and the Mueller report was front and center. Listen to what senior White House advisor Jared Kushner and former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had to say about it.
You know, what Russia did, buying some Facebook ads. I think the investigations and all of the speculation that's happened for the last 2 years has had a much harsher impact on our democracy than a couple of Facebook ads.
Well, I think there's enough there that any other person who had engaged in those acts would certainly have been indicted. It could not be clearer.
But it wasn't all politics. There were some big performers at the gala, including singer Taylor Swift, Khalid, and a set from comedian and Al's friend, Hasan Minhaj. Of course, we have to talk, though, about the fashion. T. Swift looked amazing in this J. Mendel Oh my gosh, pastel dress. She looks gorgeous.
Love.
And Ariana Huffington made a statement with this embroidered frock. But check out Brie Larson in the strapless Prada gown. Flawless. Tori, you loved this look. What was your favorite look?
I love Brie Larson by far, and Samantha McMillan is the stylist. If you follow Samantha, she tells you how they get the stars ready. She picked this green for activism and to move forward, but it's an odd green, but doesn't it look great with that styling of her hair slicked back like that? I thought she looked flawless.
I love the Time 100 whole concept because you have people, no matter on what side of the aisle you're on, they have people represented, whether you're an activist, whether you're a politician, whether you're an actor, you are Hassan Minhaj, you're a comedian, you are influencing this world.
No, I think it shows that we're all a piece of a larger puzzle. You know, comedians can be activists, photographers can be activists, athletes, and photographers can also be funny. They can also be a family man or a family woman. It's like they're showing people that we are just human beings and we're all trying to push us forward. It doesn't always have to be divisive.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, maybe it's not for me, the Time 100
Not
thing.
into it?
Just the politics mixed with the entertainment. I understand Time, that's the theme of it, but it's just, it wouldn't be for me to sit there and listen to Jared Kushner and Hillary Clinton and then wake up and Taylor Swift's here. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather stay home.
It's a blend of everything, kind of like our show.
It is like our show.
Absolutely.
All right, as we speak, a jury is deliberating in the trial of fake German heiress Anna Sorkin. Anna is accused of defrauding people and businesses while pretending to be a German heiress in New York City. Prosecutors say she went on a 10-month spending spree, and it looks like she's not done yet. She has reportedly hired a stylist to pick her outfits for trial, like this black number with an Yves Saint Laurent blouse and Victoria Beckham pants, or this dress from Zara. And check out this summery white outfit. There's even a whole Instagram account dedicated to her style. Tori,
God,
this is somebody that is like defrauding businesses, people, but she's being glamorized and celebrated on social media.
Well, this is what social media does. They sort of take an angle and run with it, and that's fine. But this woman, one of the lawyers said she spent $679 on M&Ms. That's a lot on M&Ms. She ran through 40 grand in 8 days.
So where's she providing
getting this money?
jobs.
So she's providing jobs.
I'm Team Anna.
Well, here's the deal. Her lawyer is saying she's just like someone who is saying that they're going to get famous but isn't yet. He said there's
Fake it till you make it.
a little bit of Anna in all of us. I don't know if that's going to be a good enough
defense.
defense.
She's a con woman. Where's she getting all this money from?
She's borrowing it all and saying I'm an heiress and saying I'll get you back, but she's trying to borrow like $22 million.
Well, let her
called
try.
stealing.
Yeah.
It's not stealing. Listen, I believe in her. I think she was arrested for being fierce.
If this was somebody that wasn't conventionally good looking, you would not be saying that.
Conventionally good looking.
Yeah.
I think she looked great in the courtroom. I think
that's what I mean.
She matched what she's wearing to her attorney's
good looking?
Run a brush through that hair.
Wow.
I think she stands out. I think she looks good. And I'm Team Anna on this. I think she's going to turn this around. I think she's good on that money.
How dare you, Al? If this was a man, Al, you would not be saying you're on Team Joseph.
I'm just saying, look. She's fashion forward. She called her attorney, found out what he was wearing, matched it to his lapel. She's on top of it.
You're the reason that's that whole
How would you like it if that was your family that was defrauded?
You know what I would like? All of those designers that she's wearing are getting talked about right now on the national TV show.
All right.
I'm a jail cell is half full kind of guy.
So you'd like a free pair of Victoria Beckham pants?
That's right. I'll take them. Yeah.
All right. We're getting in some sad news right now. We are just learning of the passing of a soap opera star. Raquel Villanueva has the news at this moment.
Well, Sam, Kevin Kercheval, the actor who played Cliff Barnes on the soap opera Dallas, has died. He played the oil tycoon for 14 seasons on the hit show, reprised his role in the 2012 reboot, and his character Cliff Barnes had a notorious feud with J.R. Ewing. TV Line reports he died Sunday evening in his hometown of Clinton, Indiana. He was 83.
Oh, wow. Such sad news. But he did live a very long life.
What a great life.
Yeah. What an iconic actor, an iconic TV show. He's beloved by so many.
So that was JR?
Yeah, who shot JR? That's JR.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's hard. And the Dallas cast was very, very close. Very, very close.
Yeah, wow.
It's not easy.
I know, we are live, so we get this news.
And we all see it for the first time, right?
We're processing it as you all are processing endorsing it. So, yeah, may he rest in peace, and prayers to his family. I know that's hard. Right now, Walmart is being accused of discriminating against a group of warehouse workers. That's according to a report from CBS that finds after Walmart took over a warehouse run by an outside company, they did background checks on the workforce. Advocates say that led to over 100 African-American workers losing their jobs because they had a criminal history, but they had worked at the Walmart-owned facility for years. So this has us talking about felons in the workplace. Has it become impossible for them to find a job? This is such a sad story, Al. Not only that, it's the same. We can have the same argument when it comes to voting rights. What would you say? I mean, here are individuals who, if you looked at, I did some digging. The majority of their charges are minor drug offenses, the same type of drugs that we would take recreationally. But they are the ones that have been locked up and penalized for it, and then they finally get a good job. They've proven themselves. They worked at the job for so many years, maybe even have a pension, and then they get let go. What would you say to that?
I would say that the system's working perfectly.
Yeah.
It's the way to
elaborate on that, please.
It's the way to create a permanent underclass. The way to keep a criminal element, to keep people down, is to provide them no pathway into society. These people, if they did want to sell drugs, wouldn't be working at Walmart for 20-some years. They would be out doing that. They clearly don't want to do that because no one wants to sell drugs, because selling drugs sucks. Excuse my language. These people have been paying taxes. They have not been a problem, but yet they've all suddenly lost their jobs. Martha Stewart was welcomed right back. We did a story on Abby Lee Miller, who screamed at 9-year-olds for 10 years on TV. She was welcomed back. So why aren't these men welcomed back? It's because you create a permanent underclass when you give people no way back into society, and this is just one way.
Yeah. And I think added to that is just the loss of dignity.
The loss of dignity and
the stigma.
And voting rights.
And voting rights.
Now these people can't vote.
Yeah.
So yes.
I know.
I made a mistake. It wasn't JR. He played Cliff Barnes.
Oh,
oil tycoon.
Thank you, because I thought that was
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
JR passed some years ago.
I thought so. I didn't want to say that again, but sorry. But I was just surprised. Sorry, going back to the other story, that it was Walmart, because it feels like Walmart is very inclusive to everybody, and these workers were already there, and Walmart already owned that facility. I mean, they're working in a warehouse.
I know.
Like, what do you want from? I don't know. It was surprising when I heard the story, to be honest with you.
I hope that somehow they get their jobs back. I don't know if somehow the higher ups at Walmart need to get involved.
Do better.
Do better. They need their jobs back. And some, what would you say, some restitution?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, this next story I know is going to tick our very own Jeff Schroeder off. Yep, flying can be a real hassle. Of course, the bags, the kids, grandkids, but it could get even more annoying, all thanks to a British startup. The company reportedly wants to weigh passengers before they get on flights. They say it will help with fuel efficiency because planes will get a more exact amount of fuel that correlates to weight. Right now, airlines just rely on estimates for weight. But DBL Nation, we do want to hear from you. Would you ever let someone weigh you before a flight? Head to dblvote.com. Let us know what you think. Are you for it or against it?
If it saved me $1, I'm all for it. Yeah.
I'm going to surprise you. I'm totally for it.
What?
Yeah, because I think we're way off on fuel economy. The Finnish Airlines has done this before. If I don't know what's happening and I'm not told, I don't really...
At the cost of people's dignity, speaking of dignity, do you know how embarrassing it is to weigh yourself just in front of a doctor or in front of your partner, let alone an entire line full of people?
But it's a business, and if at some point my weight takes up a certain amount of fuel, I don't have to know it, but it's helpful for them to know the estimates of who is actually flying. It doesn't have to mean I pay for
slippery
myself.
slope, man. I don't like
okay
it.
with it.
I mean, but if you're just selling, I understand where you're coming from, Sam, because you come at everything with heart. I understand that. But if you're just talking about an airplane, obviously has a limited amount of space, limited amount of fuel, you're trying to find your price point to make a profit. What you're trying to do is figure out how little fuel do we need to have to make this profitable for us.
At the cost of your customers' self-esteem.
What if they never knew? It was just a platform that you would walk on.
When did the airline start caring about the customer's self-esteem?
Right.
Question
and I mean,
one,
you don't ask other businesses to think about the customer's self-esteem. I
think this is cray cray. But let's see what our own DBL Nation has to say. They say no.
Did they find it cray cray?
52%. That's barely. So you guys are almost split on it. All right. We'll be right back.
Best Fiends. Collect
Out loud right now because we are live. We get news delivered live. Tori had, in the moment, made an assumption the actor was JR when it wasn't, but that's the thing.
So we just fixed it.
Well, she immediately retracted it, but that's the thing. We get news because we're live 5 hours a day. We get news delivered instantaneously. Tori immediately retracted what she said.
It's Cliff Barnes, the tycoon's nemesis, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was when I said JR, and I didn't want to be disrespectful on air and say, I thought he passed away because
I feel.
Did you used to watch it?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Larry, that was JR.
We have a lot of you writing in. Dreadeye 757 says, Al Jackson, you just hit the nail on the head in regard to Walmart. Vote to count. I would hire a felon if they were honest on their application. Chris Caffrey on YouTube, very open to hiring people who served time. Again, it's like you look at the lottery, so to speak, because we know that, let's look at ethnicity. We know that white people and people of color are using drugs at the same rate, but then we know that people of color are disproportionately policed and jailed for the same drug usage that white people are using. So it's someone could even put it on their application. I, did jail time for withholding marijuana. Like,
it's not all drug. Would you hire a pedophile?
No, God no. God no.
That's why you have to have.
God no.
But you can't say all of it is petty drug charges either.
No. I did look at it though. But I believe that every single one of them were.
You said you hire a felon. That's a felon.
I'm pretty sure in this case, because I did do some research.
This case is completely
when
different.
When it came to pedophilia and I would say sexual molestation charges, nope. Yeah. I would even look into murder.
But that's felon, and that's why they don't want to write it down on their paper. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Trust me, I would not.
I wonder if you could clarify, like felon because of possession.
But why? That's discrimination.
Because of possession?
Well, different standards.
Welcome back to DBL. Take a look at this. It seems like a picture-perfect beach vacation. Yeah. It's not. You may remember Kim Kardashian posted this to social media a few years ago, raving about her trip to Thailand, mentioning how beautiful it was. Well, fans were quick to call her out since she ripped the pic off of Google. That's embarrassing. But it turns out many of us are doing the same thing, lying about great vacations. A new survey reveals that more than half of travelers exaggerate the truth about their trips. Lying about the weather is at the top of the list. Well, it was so gorgeous out here. While people also fudge the truth about their accommodations and sightseeing, and 1 in 10 say they have posted a fake pic on social media to show off their vacation. Have any of you ever lied about your vacation?
No. Why would you do this?
I don't know.
Any vacation, you can find a nice spot somewhere that's like an inch by an inch and take a picture. Why are you thinking?
Then that may be lying about your vacation if you're like posing in front of the Ritz-Carlton when you're not staying there.
I have no interest in doing this. This seems super weird to me.
So weird.
Super weird.
I mean, I would never. I mean, I'd
rather do the opposite.
I always think the bad vacation stories are the funny ones.
Yeah.
Like when Jeff comes back and he's fired up, I'll listen to that all day rather than like dinner was perfect,
the
kids
weather
were
was
perfect,
great.
the beach was perfect.
Yeah. What about you with all your vacation adventures? Traveling?
I like to, like Al said, I like to just do the truth. Like, hey, it rained the whole time, but me and my wife are still having a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I try to just point out.
Are you having a good time?
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm on vacation.
I'm kidding.
Look at those pictures.
Where's that? Ooh.
Whoa.
Dude, that's the best. That's White Sands, New Mexico.
Wow.
And it's crazy.
It looked like snow.
Yeah.
I thought it was
crazy.
You could
Where's
actually go
that?
sledding. That's Yosemite.
Wow. Oh, were you on Half Dome?
Huh?
Looked like you were like on Half Dome.
El Capitan?
I wasn't on there.
Did you see? I'm gonna.
Sam, do you have any vacay pictures? How were you on vacation?
I do have some vacation, but I'm the basic. I'm definitely basic. I get in front of like the monuments and I just pose.
Well, that's
and we see. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's great.
That's the. Can you say it, Tori?
L'Arc de Triomphe.
Okay. And that's at the Louvre, Tori. That's at the Louvre, and that is that's at the Sistine Chapel. You're not supposed to take
no photos.
No photos.
No photos.
No photos.
Photos, no flash.
No flat. No photos.
Not in the
photo.
I don't
not
think
in
you
the
are.
Sistine Chapel. No, you're not.
I don't think you are anymore.
No, you're not. No,
What if that
When
photo?
I went there, you couldn't have a flash.
You're
You
800 years
cannot
old.
have one there.
What if it's blocked by the huge makeout session that's going on in the photo? Wow, Sam.
It was our honeymoon.
Clearly.
It was our honeymoon.
Your
What does
story
a photo
backs up.
without a flash hurt anything?
Well, apparently whatever it did was
distraction,
making,
maybe,
or dirt on it, or leading crowds to not move.
You're
What are you in Ocean's 11?
You're only supposed to be assisting people for a little bit.
To move on.
You gotta move on, like they're telling me to do with this segment. All right. Since we're constantly scrolling through our friends' lives on social media, this got us wondering what else people are lying about. Here's a few: pretending your relationship is all smiles. We've all seen the happy couple image. Claiming to work out harder than you actually do. We've all seen the gym selfie. And fooling your followers into thinking you eat healthier than you actually do. Hashtag kale salad.
I don't like that kind of pressure to put on yourself, because then if people see that, they're gonna like, oh, Jeff's gonna be ripped the next time you see him.
Yeah, you don't want to
like
show
I want
up.
people. I want to be seen eating lasagna, and then I show up like, hey, you know, that's.
I think some of the most annoying photos are gym selfies.
They are.
I hate to say
Especially if you go in and
vain.
you're not even sweating and you're just
so
holding a
vain.
weight. We got it. You're not working out at all.
Well, I don't like the cool ones when they're all like sweating, they're like just jammed in a session.
I know.
Go
Or
there
the
with your
ab
shirt off.
ones. What about when people doing this with their abs?
Well, if that's your business, I get that.
Okay,
you know what I
well,
mean?
not all of
But
them.
I'd
I'm
rather
not
someone
talking
go
about
in there.
fitness people.
Yeah, I'd rather someone go in there and just be like, hey, look how fat I am, and I'm gonna do something about this in 6 months. I'm gonna post another one. That
cool.
is cool.
That's cool. There
Yeah.
is a difference, and I'm glad that you specified it. And of course, if it's your business, believe me, we love following fitness experts. That's different.
We do. Right. Shout out Jen Wiederstrom.
Yeah, girl, the queen.
Emily Strom.
The queen. Yes, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I just like showing off my cute blouse. It's such a cute blouse.
You should have been in a Subaru doing that dance.
Coming up, doctors saved his life. This is such a touching story after a head-on crash, but strangers made his survival possible. His amazing story. You guys have to stick around to see it. That's coming up next.
Do you know?
How are you doing today? It's Wednesday, it's hump day, we're powering through. It's nearly the weekend again, and I'm here to give you a PSA. So, robocalls. Everybody hates them. I remember growing up with the landline. My parents would always get the robocalls and complain, and then cell phones came about, and they were still kind of only on the landline, and now everyone's gotten rid of their landline, so everyone's getting robocalls on their cell phones. And so, I want to give you a notice about a scam that's going around regarding social security numbers. So there is a robocall scam going around where that you pick up the phone and someone says that your social security number has been suspended. This is a scam. It's totally fake. Do not believe it. Your social security number has not been suspended if you've gotten a call about that. Now, this scam originally originated back in July 2018, but it's just coming back up again. Our team, our sister station at WUSA 9 in Washington, D.C., they did a big verify. Tegna does this great thing where we'll get viewer comments in and they'll have teams look into it and verify things. So they did a verify segment on it and found out it was a scam, and it's actually not new because a viewer had just recently called in about it. So this social security number scam has been going around since July 2018. So if you get it, it is a scam. I want to make that really clear because your social security number is nearly your lifeline. It's very important. You put it on important documents. You definitely do not want that getting out there. So I would highly recommend do not tell your social security number over the phone of someone that's just calling saying it's suspended, because it's fake. So Kelly, I was wondering, what do you think about robocalls?
Oh, guys, we gotta go. We'll see you next time.
We had a couple of seconds.
Welcome back to DBL. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood, whether it's a cancer patient, a premature infant, or someone with a blood disorder. Just one blood donation can save up to 3 lives. Dan Richmond is one of those lives saved, and here is his comeback story.
On a July day in 2012,
it was a disaster, to say the least.
Dan Richmond's life changed forever.
It's a 90-mile-an-hour accident.
It was Friday the 13th. Dan was a mile from home, and his SUV was struck head-on by another driver.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was.
His wife, Megan, rushed to the scene to be by his side.
He was awake and he was talking to me, and I was standing right next to the car.
I saw her at the accident scene. I got to tell her I love her, and that was the last thing I remembered for 37 days. Once they took me in, there was literally someone in the ED room squeezing bags of blood into my body as quickly as humanly possible. They used 121 units of blood to save my life.
That was a horrible moment. Dan was bleeding from every space he could possibly be bleeding from.
My wife was 7 months pregnant at the time. She was there the entire time, and I mean, you think I'm tough for surviving the accident, she's 10 times tougher.
I mean, it was really scary. I was scared.
When I woke up from the coma, 37 days after the accident, I felt completely out of time, out of place. I was seeing double, didn't have a clue as to what was going on. And I had to learn how to walk again. I literally had to learn how to actually eat again.
When he finally woke up and we were finally able to just talk to each other, it was just, thank goodness, you're back.
Dan woke up from his coma in time for the most joyful moment in his life.
I have a life now. I have a little person who very much depends on me, and I have to be there for him.
Thank goodness he was up and, ready to go when Sawyer was born.
To define the joy of having my firstborn son in my hands.
Thanks to Vitalant, the nation's second largest blood service provider, Dan was able to meet 17 of the blood donors who helped save his life.
Because it took every single one of them to keep me alive, and meeting them was the most humbling experience I've ever had in my life.
That was the most wonderful experience ever. I got to hug each and every one of them.
So I didn't donate before the actual accident. I didn't. But now, knowing the effects and the benefits.
To give of yourself to save someone else, whew, that's pretty amazing.
An hour out of your time, out of your life, one day, can make such a difference to so many others.
They saved our life. They made our life that we have here possible.
Now, Dan is an ambassador for Vitalant with a mission to inspire others to donate blood so that more lives like his can be saved.
Such an incredible story. Now, while all blood types are needed, there's always an elevated need for type O blood. To find out how you can save a life and fuel someone else's comeback story, visit Vitalant.org. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Mark Hamill isn't playing around in Child's Play. The new Fast and the Furious movie looks like non-stop action, and you can get Assassin's Creed Unity for free now. That's all next in The Jump Off. I'm Abby, and welcome to The Jump Off. I'm here to bring you all the latest news in gaming, tech, and nerd culture, so let's get started right now. Have you guys seen the new trailer for Child's Play? Because I am never sleeping again. But we did get to see our first look at Mark Hamill's Chucky and how the creepy little doll is basically a rogue smart device. Kinda eerie with all the Alexas and Siris around, like that one over there. Wait, where did it go? How'd it get over there? Anyway, Idris Elba is the Black Superman in the new Fast and Furious spin-off, Hobbs & Shaw. And this trailer is nuts. With The Rock and Jason Statham and non-stop action, this movie looks legit. They even do a haka. Hobbs & Shaw hits theaters August 2nd. And you probably saw the news this week of a massive fire at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, but now Ubisoft is giving out Assassin's Creed Unity for free. It's all to raise awareness for the fire and raise funds. Notre Dame is featured in the game, so until April 25th, you can download a PC copy or stream the game for free. One of the designers even spent 2 years perfecting the model of Notre Dame in the game, so if you haven't played, go check it out. That's it for The Jump Off. I'm Abby, and as always, I'll be here every week with your latest in gaming, tech, and nerd culture news. See you next time.
Avengers Endgame word of the day is Wakanda.
Welcome back to DBL. When you go on vacation, you have so many options of where to stay, but check out this potato hotel in Boise. According to Airbnb, you can stay inside this 6-ton fake potato, complete with a bed, fireplace, and even AC for $200 a night. That's gorgeous. I'm really into the potato.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gorgeous.
Can we look at the inside? What? That's gorgeous.
It's very Instagrammable.
Hardwood floors.
Yep.
Where's the parking? I don't see any parking.
I don't think you're gonna have a lot of visitors.
Yeah, you have
Jeff.
a problem. You can park probably anywhere.
How are you guys not impressed with the potato?
$200,
just in Boise.
$49.99. I might do it.
Come on
I'm
now.
not staying in a potato for
The
$200.
Spud Hotel.
We'll see you
How do you not
tomorrow,
have
same
it?
time, same place. Bye-bye.
Get a pun ready.
I know.
Spider-Man. Hi guys, what's happening? Kelly and Chris here. It's time for Between Shows with Stubby and Patterson. Chris is here to tell you something he just did.
They didn't have to know my government last name. Like, I was just putting all my information out there in the streets. Like,
Wait.
man.
And Schulman. And
There we go.
Schulman. So we just, Chris, what did you just do?
All right, so I just went and purchased tickets to see Avengers Endgame again for the second time tomorrow night because I couldn't wait until Sunday to see it.
And you know what I said were available?
There was just one. So I took a seat right next to the handicap spot up there. So if the handicap person has like a helper, then I'll have to move. But I'm gonna roll the dice that they won't need help.
Or you can help.
Yeah, I can help.
You can help if they're comfortable with that.
Avengers
Assemble!
There we go.
Yeah, for real.
yeah,
But
I
here's my
couldn't
question.
Wait until Sunday.
Don't you feel bad taking a spot from someone who hasn't seen it?
No.
And then I said, actually, you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad.
10 out of 10,
No.
He said they would have already picked
Oh
the
yeah.
movie.
10 out of 10.
Way more than 10 out of 10. This is, like I said before
11 out of 10?
earlier in the stream, this is the best thing America has ever produced theatrically. Period.
All right. He said ever. The best movie we'll ever see in the whole world of ever time.
Ever.
Wait, hold on.
This is
Citizen Kane,
Yes.
Schindler's List.
Nope.
We have,
I haven't seen either of those.
Nope.
I didn't. Okay, we're gonna talk more about this. The best thing America's ever produced.
Yes.
Created theatrically.
Yes.
What about Rent? What about Lion
And you know
King?
what?
What about
Better
He's
than
going to drive
mine.
his car there, and he's going to have an auto protection plan.
with Car Shield?
Call 1-800-505-9619. Bye, guys.
Good way to get that in.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like that?
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, April 24th. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. And right now I'm here with Erica, Tori, and Al. I'm Jeff. Let's get to it, guys, because Britney Spears is responding to all the rumors circulated around her mental health care. Check out this video she posted on Instagram.
Hi guys, just checking in with all of you who are concerned about me. All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon.
And Britney says she posted the video because things are being said about her that are getting out of control. There were even Free Britney protests in West Hollywood pushing for her release from a mental health facility where she is still staying. But now Britney is saying, quote, there are rumors, death threats to my family and my team, and just so many crazy things being said. I'm trying to take a moment for myself, but everything that's happening is just making it harder for me. Don't believe everything you read and hear. Meantime, Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, is also speaking out, saying on Instagram, quote, I love my sister with everything I have, so anyone or anything that speaks to the contrary can get the blank out of here. With all the comments about what you don't understand, don't come for me or the ones I love anymore. Woo, Jamie Lynn. But I see her points, you know what I mean? I don't understand why Britney has to feel responsible to make a point to her fans just because she's getting so much backlash for being in a facility that she needs help for.
Well, I think a lot of it is very fake concern and fake outrage, because think Britney Spears has become an entire meme saying, if Britney can survive 2007, I can survive anything.
Yeah.
So people have an attachment to this idea. And I think because a big part of it is Britney is one of the first machines of our generation. Britney Spears was a complete machine. It wasn't about the girl, it was about the brand. And so the girl was lost in the brand. And in 2007, we discovered that. And the girl, the woman now, has had enough, or 2008, where the woman has had enough to say, or protection for herself in order to go back into a facility and actually get some help.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
I think the reason she had to come out and say something, and I don't think she's going to be, hopefully she stays off social media more. I know she posted another video that we'll show you today. But
we have it right here, actually.
Yeah,
just a little workout video of her, But she posted this just today? Or
today, and it seems like she's just trying to show off some moves. Again, showing her stomach, which is, as Erica said, the brand of Britney, that her abs were part of it. And she's speaking about weight loss, so if people are concerned. I think she got so many people worried, or people got so upset that she had to just put a plug in it, and it's really, really sad. At some point, you just leave Britney alone. You know that meme from a long time ago? Leave her alone. Leave her alone. She said it, you're making it harder for me to get better. End of discussion.
Absolutely. And we're ending it right now.
Okay.
We are learning more right now about Lori Loughlin's defense, day number 952. Lori and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, are planning on using a we didn't know defense in their upcoming college bribery case. That's according to TMZ. The report goes on to say that Lori will claim they didn't know the $500,000 they paid allegedly went to bribes, or that the pictures of their daughters on a rowing machine were used to pass them off as crew recruits. But one big problem with that defense, Lori's husband allegedly sent at least $100K directly to the assistant athletic director. Meantime, Martha Stewart, who spent some time in prison herself, is also speaking out about Lori and fellow actress Felicity Huffman. When asked about the scandal at last night's Time 100 Gala, Martha said, quote, "I just feel sorry for them, and they might have made a big mistake."
Jeff, what do you think about this?
To be perfectly honest with you, I know we talk about this all the time, and I make a joke how much we talk about it. I don't think she's doing jail time. That's just me. We've seen it time and time again that people with money, celebrities with money, could buy their way around the law. And that's the way it works for me. That's the way the law works for me. You want to stick by the law, you want to stick your fifth right, you want the Constitution, guess what? You have money, all that goes away.
Right. Go ahead.
That's just me.
No, I completely agree. I think that that's completely been the way that we're used to seeing things. However, we've seen some major powerhouses come down in the past year or two, and brought down by things that were big offenses, but people who were previously thought to be untouchable are now very touchable.
Bill Cosby's the first one that pops in my mind.
Harvey Weinstein,
but he's
Kevin
still not in
Spacey.
Neither, no one.
Kevin Spacey's not in jail.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't have, agreed, I know what you're saying about jail time, but they don't have their careers anymore, and they don't have their ego, and they don't have any sort of reputation. I think she will face jail time precisely because everyone's saying she won't, and they're going to show this as an example. She's also trying, remember, to just prove one tiny little doubt that unless she said on tape, "I'm Lori Loughlin and this is a bribe," she had no idea of the intent of the bribe. Now, Jeff's laughing because that's
I'm laughing because of Arrested Development. Nothing.
No, but it's a ridiculous thing to say, but she's going to try and claim it, and we've seen people get off on less than that. So you might be right in the end of this. I hope she gets jail time, but you might be right at the end of this.
Remember in Arrested Development, he's like, "You're on camera." He's like, "I own Harry's hardware store." And he's like stealing everything. I don't know. So silly. Good, funny show. Anyways, the woman accusing the Sacramento Kings coach of sexual assault is speaking out right now. Former sports reporter Kelly Tennant is accusing Luke Walton of sexually assaulting her in 2014. Tennant held a news conference yesterday after filing a civil lawsuit in a superior court in LA. Here's some of what she said.
I thought he was going to rape me. I was scared. When someone assaults you and you think you're going to be raped, coming forward is a scary thing. And I have spent years now dealing with this, trying to forget about it, hoping that I could push it to the side and bury it, and hoping that time would heal. And that was not the case.
An attorney for Walton calls the claims baseless and also says, quote, the accuser is an opportunist, not a victim, and her claim is not credible. We intend to prove this in a courtroom. Those are some harsh words, Al, from the lawyer.
Those are harsh words, but I like the way they're going to do this. She's going about this the legal way. She feels like she was assaulted, and she's not going to let that go unchecked, and I appreciate and I respect her for that. And he's saying, I didn't do this, and I'm prepared to defend myself in court. And I think this is the way we should do these.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty egregious what she's claiming. She says that he threw her down in the bed, pinned her, forcibly kissed her. It was only through her own attempt of getting out that she didn't get raped. And she said he laughed at her as she pleaded to stop. That's what always gets me the worst. She also said that when he was the coach of the Lakers, he continued to harass her. Now, she doesn't have any pictures or didn't tell anyone, so I always suggest if you are a victim of that, please make a record of some kind. But she's filing for civil suit, and I could see this going places.
I have a feeling people know. And
in that world,
I have a feeling that if this is the case, that it's not exactly a secret. I think that people have to understand when there are, and I'm not saying guilt, innocence, regardless, but when you are in situations where there is a higher need for your protection, every resource is pulled out, and it's very difficult. I mean, I do commend her for coming forward and speaking what her truth is, according to her. Because if you don't do it this way, because people are like, what's up with all the fanfare and the press conference? Do you know what it's like to try to come out and say something against someone who has those types of resources behind them in private, or maybe we keep this under wraps? Like, your whole life can be ruined over something like that. So she's already done this. She's been very brave about it. I commend her for speaking her truth, according to her.
All right, there you have it. DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. And coming up, the juiciest moments from reality TV, including the very awkward scene from Vanderpump Rules that leaves Britney's family almost speechless. And you, the viewer, are the fifth host. California is pushing a controversial new proposal. What do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? We share your comments live next.
Avengers Endgame is about to take over the world, and DBL wants you to get in on the action. DBL Nation, get your Christmas shopping done now. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then on April 25th, one lucky winner will be taking home an Avengers Endgame prize pack.
Best feed.
Okay, now we're so excited that Kimberly's going to
That's
see.
Tori. Don't give me Tori's card ever.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
What's wrong with it?
You circled your stains. You think I want that?
Well, I spilled coffee and I was making sure I knew where the stains were.
I do like that we're reusing cards, though.
Oh, I do too.
But not Tori's cards, because they're ruined.
It was 2007.
I know. I was going to tell Rush it was 2007 because I have that cup.
And you can't.
Yes.
Get in your ear.
Because it's too much.
It ruined your whole flow. I saw it.
I saw it too. I saw it as well.
See, we're doing a little behind the scenes. You guys are behind the scenes.
Just so you know, Kimberly is seeing Endgame tomorrow night. And again, Naomi doesn't want any type of spoiler, so we're not going to spoil anything. But our own Big Chris told us that it was an 11 out of 10 and that he cried the entire movie. Just kidding, Chris, but he did cry. He cried a little bit. He did cry. He cried a lot.
Shaking his head.
But he said it was. This is what he said. It's the best thing theatrically that America has ever created.
Who said that?
Big Chris.
I know, but he's biased.
I'm trying, and then I was
But
trying
he would be really judgmental going in there because he probably had huge expectations. He's been following this franchise for 20 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's already emotional going in. You know what I mean?
Because he knows the
Yeah,
end.
that's true.
It's not
I'm like, I don't know if it's the best thing America, but maybe he's right. The Marvel universe is. It is.
Citizen Kane, Endgame.
Citizen Kane is terrible.
Francis Scott
is
Key.
terrible.
It's horrible.
I did watch Citizen Kane.
Francis Scott Key.
Yeah, like the
Terrible.
the national anthem
I
versus
know.
Endgame. You know?
It's not a movie.
Oh, I see.
You don't even want to say the name.
I did not understand that at all.
I didn't either.
Coming up with the brilliance of that song versus this, and he's saying it's the best thing America has ever produced.
Do you think that national anthem is the best thing he's produced?
Yes.
He said theatrically, and so did you.
Yes.
Theatrically,
But then you said Francis Scott Key.
it's a song.
Like, this is the
It's
best
not
thing we've done.
Theatrics.
David.
Sorry, we can't beat it.
Wow. What's that? We capped
That's
out.
Does anybody die?
Yes, I know
Can't
that.
say that, man.
Yeah, they can't.
She just foiled it.
Kimberly is right there. Why?
Kimberly, that was not Chris. That was all Tori. And look at this card. How disgusting.
But at least I circled the dots of stains.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Toast, and we talk about what you're talking about. There's a new controversy in California over hair discrimination. The state Senate passed a bill yesterday. It would ban policies at school and workplaces against natural hairstyles like afros, braids, twists, and weaves. You might remember a few situations that have caused an outcry, like the wrestler who was forced to cut his dreads before a ref said his hair violated the rules. Some people said that that was discrimination, but others say that rules apply to everyone. So what do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? Before we go on, Erica, we do want to get to their comments. I do want to say that young man had a split-second decision to make: cut his hair or forfeit the match. He cut his hair on the mat, which wasn't long, by the way, at all. Went on to win that match in overtime, and that ref is now suspended. Just want to put that out there.
No one was questioning that he was the winner in that the entire time. Lucy from Facebook says, do we need laws for this? I feel like communities can govern themselves based on their own standards. Lucy, I think that communities do govern themselves based on their own standards. That's how we end up with covert racism. When we talk about things that are social norms, rules, mores, those are agreed upon with communities. However, when there's a lack of diversity in the community, especially from the powers that make it be, that's when it becomes a problem. There should never be a situation where someone is questioning whether someone's hair is normative, whether it's cleanly or professional, clean, sanitary, especially when it comes to natural hair. I think that this is a conversation we should have because people have a lot of questions, and I know a lot of people are very open to having these conversations. What I'm not open to are dog whistles and overt racism.
Interesting. Marcus from Facebook says the law may prevent schools or employers from discriminating against you for your hairstyle, but the general public will likely continue. Marcus, then we got to do better. Then we got to work on it. That every time you see someone make a snide comment, then you say, hey, that's not cool. And you speak up for them. Because as a Hasidic Jew or as an Orthodox Jew, you wear payas or you shave your head and wear a wig. None of this is allowed to be discriminated against. And by when you say you don't look professional, whose professional standards are you using? The white normative professional, or are you actually asking people from all different cultures?
All right. And finally, Marianne from Facebook says, you are free to wear your hair however you like, but you must be prepared for the consequences. If I dyed my hair pink, my job would say that was unprofessional. So I don't see this as an issue. Marianne, I think kind of you're missing what we're talking about here. When we're talking about natural hair, twists, braids, curls, weaves, we're talking about black hair. We're not talking about hair dye. And that's what we're talking about. You can, if you were under threat of losing your job, and I'm sure you like your job, Marianne, you would dye your hair back brown. You can't undo that with black hair. It is what it is. And so that's what we're talking about. I understand what you're saying, but you were a little off on this one.
Great conversation and great points, guys. Coming up, Tori and Al go off the beaten path.
We do.
Actually, upstairs and down ramps in today's DBL Drive. Trust me, you're going to want to see this. You already got a little sneak peek. Plus, could a surprising invitation trigger a scandal on Love and Hip Hop? That's in our reality roundup next.
Oh,
this is gonna be good.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if we can guess something.
Okay, Citizen Kane has got to be up there. Orson Welles.
No, this is the top
IMDb.
10 movies for IMDb.
Oh, okay.
Highest rated.
Here.
Top 10 movies of all time. Like, is Titanic on there?
And IMDb. Nope.
No Titanic?
No Titanic.
Huh.
Godfather or Terminators?
Godfather 1 and 2.
Both won Oscars for Best Picture.
8.
Not
Black
3
Panther?
Nope.
Ooh, I thought that was a...
Or what?
IMDb.
Yeah, but they have more than one category. Is it critics or viewers?
Alex.
Alex, feel free to shout out an answer back.
Hold on.
Oh, Singing in the Rain?
Looking at the votes. No, it doesn't line up with the viewer votes. So.
No, what's that called?
I don't
Mary
know.
Poppins?
Mary Poppins?
No,
like that kind of thing?
Top 3 movies. Shawshank Redemption,
of course,
Godfather, and The Dark Knight.
I would have never.
I do too, and I know.
Heath Ledger's Joker was good, but
I agree.
I like the first one. Like
Jack Nicholson, I agree. I think
that's
I know,
my guy.
but you can't say that because people are so into the Heath Ledger.
So these 3 movies right here, Endgame beats all 3 of them easily.
Shawshank Redemption?
Not even a competition.
I hope the blue is as it is in my dreams.
Not even a competition. And to be honest. See, we can't even finish it up because it's such a big deal. But yeah. All right, bye, y'all. We're going to do this again.
Welcome back to DBL. It's the time in the show where we obsess over the juiciest moments from reality TV. Erica and Tori are joined by Sam Shocker for today's Reality Roundup. Go get them, girls.
First up on Vanderpump Rules, Brittany and Jax's engagement takes center stage when Jax treats Brittany's dad and 3 brothers to lunch in an effort to show them he's a changed man. Check it out.
You know, you sent that picture, and that she was grinning from ear to ear, the big ring on her finger. What's important to me is the faithfulness behind it.
But if you do screw up, your life will be a living hell.
Again, I love Brittany more than anything, but I got to take care of this guy here first. So I'm always going to be number 1.
I died. Erica, I died. When I saw this live, that was my reaction.
How could you say that in front of
Especially after he's already cheated on her.
He's cheated on her. He's disrespected her in so many other ways, because honestly, I think some ways that men disrespect women are even worse than hopping in bed with some other woman. However, this is her father. They're clearly from the South. There's a system of family values there. And you're saying that you're going to be the number 1 priority in the relationship? You can't be the number 1 priority in the relationship. It's either y'all both the same priority and you level it together, or the children are the priority. But you can't tell somebody's dad.
Erica. Yeah. Let me turn myself. Okay, I'm turning right here. Okay, I'm on a swivel chair. Next up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Puppygate continues. I know, Tori. To dominate the headlines, check out PK's brutal jab at Kyle Richards while they are backstage at a Boy George concert.
You could have issues. You can't even get on with your best friend, so you could have issues.
The whole reason I even got into this situation was speaking up on your wife's behalf. That's not fair or cool.
Honey, it's a joke.
A joke is what you go, ha,
No, it's an English joke. It's not an American joke.
That's hilarious that it's just a difference in ethnicity. This Puppygate thing, in my opinion, it's a little much of this storyline. Little too much. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for the jabs, and I'm ready for Kyle and Lisa to get back to that friendship that they've had for so long.
Me too. I love Kyle and Lisa together, but right now, yeah, there's a big rift between them.
I need that Puppygate to be over.
It's so cute how PK's living in his glass house and throwing stones because he's been all up LVP's pump since the beginning.
Yes, that's true. All right, I'm going to swivel again. Here we go.
Swivel.
And finally, on Love in Hip Hop Atlanta, Carly Red goes on her ex's radio show to give him an unexpected invitation. Ooh, enjoy.
Congratulations to your fiance, too.
Thank you. You know, your manager introduced us.
I didn't know
I
that.
decided to invite my ex, Jock, to my engagement party.
And me giving Jock an invitation for my engagement party, it's just putting a nail in the coffin.
Wow.
Yes, a big old nail in the coffin.
Carly Red is like an anomaly. First of all, nobody knows how old this woman is.
She looks different in every shot.
Yeah, like she has a daughter who looks like she could actually be
her friend.
You can't tell. I don't know what she drank. I don't know what she ate.
Yeah.
But she's had, this woman has like 15 lives and she remains the same.
Wow, Carly, share your secret, please, girl, please.
It's whatever Paul Rudd's eating. He hasn't aged.
Yeah, Paul Rudd looks good.
No.
Okay.
This is for real. I don't know what this Paul Rudd thing is. I love Paul, but Paul has aged.
All right, this has been Reality Roundup.
Promotion.
Like drunk.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Yeah, and then I finally go, wait.
What is this?
And then I got, yeah, he totally does look like he
Hey, everybody, we are live.
That's okay.
what?
We always talk about Tori being gross. I'll just place this in front of me.
I don't have an iPad because he figured, why not just put it in a dumpster pile?
Oh my God, I am doing so much better.
You are doing better.
Thank you. Can you acknowledge?
Acknowledge growth and involvement.
1 week, and I'll acknowledge.
It has been 1 week. It's been 3 weeks, but you
It's
refuse
Wednesday.
to see it. It's been 3 weeks of
And
really.
I was sick last week. That doesn't count.
The blinders. The blinders. Continue.
Sorry, Chris. This is Chris's big moment.
I'm so sorry.
Reasons over here. Anywho.
So we're talking about top 10 movies of all time.
I'm saying it's the best movie of all time.
He thinks it's better than
You are saying period. That's a big statement.
Better than Schindler's List, better than.
But Chris is not. Chris is not hyperbolic. He does not just make statements like that. So I'm willing to hear you out on that.
The best thing America's ever done theatrically. Period. This top 10 list
This blows
is nothing.
Black Panther out of the water.
Period.
No, it blows Shawshank Redemption, The Godfather, Dark Knight. Godfather
But you
2.
think it has a chance to actually be like a classic in cinema history?
Dude, people are going to be talking about this movie 40 or 50 years from now. Like, what I imagine from this is like, have you guys seen The Ten Commandments?
Yeah.
Like, my family, I grew up watching it, loved it. It's a 1940s film, star-studded cast. And I think, like, people are watching it now.
Moses
People
was
are
in it.
growing up. Like, I was born in the 80s.
Tori
I was
was in
born
it.
40 years after this movie was made, and I grew up on that movie.
And you think
And
people
I
will
think
grow up
people
on
are
this?
going to grow up on this because it's just going to be a classic that people will talk about forever.
He's like throwing
really
it
that good.
down,
Like,
you guys.
when I came out the theater, I'm like, dude, I just witnessed history. Like, this is this is something. I
leaves
just
with
took
a
part in
lighter.
something here, for real.
Wow.
Like, it is
so it's
that
like a
big.
movement.
It's only a half hour shorter than the Ten Commandments. Like, it's a long movie.
Wow.
How long
like,
is it?
When they put it on TV, it's gonna take up like 4.5 hours.
What?
From the program.
What?
Maybe 5.
How long is the movie?
5
running?
hours.
3 hours. 3 hours and 1 minute.
Erica's just repeating the number.
Better than
So
Shawshank.
you gotta, when you go see it, you gotta prepare yourself. Like, make sure you go to the bathroom before you go in.
This is a random
Don't drink too much.
question. Will that affect how often it's aired because it's so long? Almost
But
like
the ad might
Episode
go
of
away.
Wolves or something?
Absolutely.
Like they wouldn't
Well, they
air.
run The Hobbit and stuff.
That's true.
You know, like all
The
those
Lord of the
movies.
Rings. Do you think it's better than Lord of the Rings?
Absolutely. Lord of the Rings is all right.
Yeah.
Could you
people
watch
walking.
this having not
a
watched
long-
everything previous? That's a no.
Yeah.
That's a straight up no, dude.
You can, but it's like you don't have to
You'll
see
miss it.
you don't have to see everything previous. You could probably see like, I don't know, you can get away with seeing like 2 or 3 of them.
Can you do a rundown on if you haven't seen it, this is what you need to know?
Actually, Leo and Stu have already done that.
Awesome.
That video is on our YouTube channel. So
Which
go to our
is
YouTube
called?
channel. Daily Blast, I don't know, youtube.com/.
Double jump.
Oh, I thought you were DBL Jump.
Oh yeah, well,
Our show
it's under
is
the DBL Jump playlist.
Daily
Wait, is
on
it
the
DBL
website.
Jump or is it Double Jump?
I thought it was
remember that
double
too.
jump, but it's
Both.
DBL jump.
Okay, good.
Somebody needs to
There
make
you
a
go.
decision on this. Is it double jump or?
We're gonna get it together next break.
All right.
I also thought it was a double.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, you don't actually have to go off-roading to have a driving adventure. My girl Tori and I were lucky enough to get a sneak peek at Camp Jeep at the Denver Auto Show. It got us thinking of fun ways to get off the beaten path on the special edition of DBL Drive presented by who, y'all? CarShield. Oh, that wasn't great.
All right, we're here at Camp Jeep. Al and I are going through the treacherous.
We are off the beaten path,
Yeah,
Tori.
we are. And Steve, our driver, is awesome.
This is already like a ride. Like this. What? We need a better mayor to get these streets fixed.
Oh my God.
This is great.
This
Now,
is amazing.
Tori, I actually went off the beaten path. I know I'm not the most nature
No, you don't
kind
love
of guy,
nature. No.
but I did for my honeymoon. We rented an SUV,
Yes.
and we went off-roading all through New Mexico, like off these like tiny kind of scary back roads,
How
which is
cold
really this is cool.
My Lord have
Tori, how
mercy.
you? This.
Oh my God.
Oh,
my God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Now,
Steve.
how'd you just? Oh, I love this.
Oh my God.
This
Wait,
is-
we're going up the stairs?
This would be better than running stairs. 'Cause
Yeah, this
those
is just sitting.
I found that driving upstairs is much better.
Oh my God, we're in a Jason Bourne movie. We're in a Jason Bourne movie. It's a good one. Oh my God, it's a terrible one. Oh my Lord. That was better than some first dates I've had.
I don't love to drive, but I do love some great scenery. Here are some ways to get off the beaten path this spring. Grab a co-pilot. Having another pair of eyes can be great at pointing out the sights you may not see. Stay in your comfort zone, but try a new route for a fresh perspective. And for all of your driving adventures, get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote.
Wow. Trucks.
Can I just show you what Tori did? Because she was not ready. So Tori reached for her earpiece, put it down, looked at you, and goes. That's the whole sequence.
And then I said what I said.
Trucks.
We were talking. We just got off a crazy.
Tell everybody what we're talking about.
We were talking about tuna melts. I swear to you, these two have never had tuna melts before. We talked about this on Access yesterday. This is a big discussion.
We're going to bring them in tomorrow.
Yeah, tuna melts for everybody.
No.
If you're leaving us right now, you can still watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's tuna melting next.
Nice.
A phony heiress is on trial, accused of scheming her way into high society. You won't believe who she hired to bolster her defense. Then, imagine being weighed as you get on the airplane. We've got the skinny on the controversial idea. And a new poll shows most Americans lie about those picture-perfect vacations. So what else are we fibbing about? That when DBL comes back.
Hey everyone, it's Leo here with
Alex
with the DBL Stream Team to talk about the shows we're excited to see on Disney Plus, y'all. Disney's premier streaming service is coming up this November, and there's a lot to unpack. We got a live-action Star Wars TV show, The Mandalorian, which will be its very first live-action TV show in the Star Wars series. They're also going to have the movies on there. You're also going to have Clone Wars. I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars on there, but let's not forget Marvel. You can't miss out with them. They're going to have spin-off series like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Huge one. And Loki is also getting his own series, so you know he's up to something as well. We're also getting all 30 seasons of The Simpsons exclusively on Disney Plus. I mean, this is a lot of content to unpack, Alex. What are some of your favorites that are coming up?
I think some of the things I'm most excited about are like the classic Disney ones, like things that I watched on VHS when I was a kid. And also Steamboat Willie's gonna be on there, which it came out in 1928.
Oh my gosh.
So that's like a beautiful piece of like animated history.
Yeah.
So I'm loving that. I'm loving Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I know. I mean, you get all of those classic ones, and you even get the 90s ones like Lion King, Hercules, Aladdin. Like, there's going to be so many of these movies that you might even run out of things to watch because there's so much.
And you get to watch them without having to rewind a VHS like the good old days.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Exactly. And all of this is only $7.
That's pretty amazing.
Coming up in November, and man, I am just super excited for Star Wars Clone Wars. We finally get another season. I believe this is season 7 we're getting, and it's been 5 years since the end of the series. And it ended on such a cliffhanger. I mean, Anakin and Ahsoka went their separate ways at the end of the series, and yeah, that seems like a good tie-in to Star Wars Episode 3, but come on, we have a lot more ground to cover in this series. We're gonna get that. We're getting that new live-action Mandalorian looks amazing. I mean, there's a lot coming up on Disney Plus, guys. So be sure to check it out. It's only $7 coming up on November 21st, and we'll see you next time on Stream Team.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get to it, guys, because big names in Hollywood, politics, and tech all hit the red carpet for the Time 100 Gala last night. And leading up to that was the Time 100 Summit, and the Mueller report was front and center. Listen to what senior White House advisor Jared Kushner and former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had to say about it.
You know, what Russia did, you know, buying some Facebook ads. I think the investigations and all of the speculation that's happened for the last 2 years has had a much harsher impact on our democracy than a couple of Facebook ads.
Well, I think there's enough there that any other person who had engaged in those acts would certainly have been indicted. It could not be clearer.
But it wasn't all politics. There were some big performers at the gala as well, including Taylor Swift, Khalid, we got a fan there, and a comedian, Hasan Minhaj. And of course, we have to talk about the outfits, of course, right? Look at T Swift looking amazing in this J. Mendel pastel dress.
That's it.
Mwah. And Ariana Huffington made a statement with this embroidered frock.
Yes, she did.
That's, I was going to say something, but I won't. Plus, check out Brie Larson in this strapless Prada gown.
Love
she
it.
does look amazing. And we have to get our resident fashionista opinions on all these looks. Steph, what do you think about all these?
Talk to us, Steph.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff. I honestly think that Tay-Tay rocked that carpet. Oh, yeah, that was the look of the night for me. The billowing sleeves, the pastel tones, the little Grecian golden hairband. She looked a dream come true, Jeff.
Better than, honestly, my favorite was Brie Larson. I think she's very attractive.
I mean, she's pretty hot, I'll give her that, but she could have, done a little bit more. That outfit was a bit plain, the green was a bit meh, the pockets on the front of the dress, there wasn't that much tailoring going on. It's a no from me, Jeff. It's
wow,
a no.
but the pockets are practical.
The pockets are practical, but I'll tell you who did look good. Khaleesi, Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
She looked a vision. Now, I don't normally like her with her dark brunette hair. I do like her, Emilia, as a blonde, but she looked stunning. Her pale skin against like a beautiful red dress. It had a beautiful sweetheart neckline. It poofed out. She looked all the queen of the lands.
Steph, what do you think about Taylor Swift wearing that as in relation for 2 days? She's going to drop her new album, and it's all supposed to be billowy, rainbowy pastels.
I think she's giving a little hint and taste of what's to come. Taste of the rainbow.
How do you get the fact that she's debuting an album with that dress?
So she's been dropping hints for months, and just on her Instagram, and it's coming out in 2 days. And she said this is also part of it. Her whole
it looks like a little lemon
fact that she put a dress on for a gala?
Fizzy.
It's more of a billowy look, Al.
How does an album billowy?
I think it looks very romantic.
Steph, one last question. You're our resident fashionista. How do we spruce up Tori's outfit today?
I think Tori looks lovely today, Jeff.
I love you, Steph.
I think she looks great. She's got the jeweled neckline. She's got her hair up. We don't normally see Tori with her hair up, so this is a change for us here in the studio. But I'm appreciating seeing them cheekbones. She's been working hard for them.
Ooh. You know what Tori would rock? That Brie Larson dress.
I would die.
That green on Tori.
The green
that's
on Tori,
her power color.
Definitely.
Green is my power color.
It is.
So nice.
All right. Well, thanks for the kind words, Steph. We appreciate it.
We love you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Steph.
Oh, you got the thumbs up from Stephanie.
She shut you down.
Steph, what my
Pretty
power
good.
color is.
She wasn't rolling with what I was putting out there.
No, she was
All
not.
Right. As we speak, a jury is deliberating in the trial of fake German heiress Anna Sorkin. Anna is accused of defrauding people and businesses while pretending to be a German heiress in New York City. Prosecutors say she went on a 10-month spending spree, and it looks like she's not done yet. She has reportedly hired a stylist to pick her outfits for trial, like this black number with Yves Saint Laurent blouse and Victoria Beckham pants. There we go. Or this dress from Zara.
Oh.
I wish there was more description on there. And check out this summery white outfit. There's even a whole Instagram account dedicated to her style. Can you believe it? I feel fierce reading it.
Wait, now you don't wear a white dress when you're going to jail after Labor Day, right? Is that the rule? That's
hilarious.
So, what a weird situation. I didn't know you could curate your outfits like this, Copy.
I'm not familiar with this side of the legal system, just to be very clear. But I am familiar with the way of our world, and I can see the reason why people are ending up in the clink trying to keep up with the Joneses on social media. And this is just what it's about. I mean, people are trying so hard to cultivate this image of success and opulence, and it's a rental. Eventually, you're going to have to give it back, or you're going to get fined by the clink.
Right.
She's going to end up in jail.
She spent $40,000 in 8 days, barricaded herself, and would only eat out of the minibar. She spent $700 on M&Ms. The lawyer said that's a lot to spend on
M&Ms. She was like
M&Ms.
Denzel in Flight?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she is a weirdo that thought if I pretend to have money, I can get money. So she wanted $20 million for a $40 million art space that would be the hit of New York. I mean, it's so bizarre.
There's nothing weird about that, Tori. If it's not your money, you don't care that you paid $700 on M&Ms. It's when it's your money that you worked for that you care that you're paying $700 on M&Ms.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this looks like there's some mental health issues at work here, but at the same time, I'm like, how did she get access to this? I was listening to Bomani Jones' podcast one time, and he was talking about what I had spoken on with the who's the woman that did the fraudulent stuff in Silicon Valley? There's an HBO documentary.
Oh, Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes, with
Thanos.
Yes, Thanos.
Theranos, yeah.
And he was just like, people loaned her like $900 million.
Yeah.
I'm like, no one questions insane people?
But
You're not insane.
But if you have a last name, like for instance, that Dateline that's so famous, the guy had to change his last name to Rockefeller. Everyone just assumes, so she said, I'm a German heiress. No one's going to look into it. She just gets these hotel rooms, and it is.
It's not insanity, and everything isn't a mental health issue. There's a thing called keeping up with the Kardashians or the Joneses, and people have decided that that's the way they want to live their life until they can't live it like that anymore. So if that's your decision, that's your decision. But I'm not going to be prepared to be like, she's crazy. No, she's crazy like a fox.
I don't know. There was nothing behind those eyes.
What was her power color?
Well, there was,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe there was
Could be
just
orange
nothing
and orange and black.
Oh.
All right, we're moving on.
No, it's orange, Al.
We're moving on. Flying can be a hassle, but it could get even more annoying, all thanks to a British startup. The company reportedly wants to weigh passengers before they get on flights. They say it will help with fuel efficiency because they'll add the exact amount of fuel for the weight of the plane. Right now, airlines just rely on estimates for the weight. But DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Would you ever let someone weigh you before a flight? Head to dblvote.com. Let us know what you think. If it saves me $1, weigh me all day.
I've been weighed on a flight.
Yeah, and just so you know, they're not suggesting you get on a scale and everyone they're like 160, $1.60. They're literally just having platform pads that you won't even notice. You walk on top of it and it weighs you, so they're getting more efficient fuel standards and what they need. I think it's fine.
And to be perfectly honest, I didn't think about this before. Those X-rays you take are like you naked.
Dude, it's the most invasive.
So that, I didn't even think about that.
To that point. And I mean, obviously I was a comedian on Carnival Cruise Lines for years, and when you're taking the small puddle jumpers, like you're going from Grand Turk Island to Caicos, that plane is literally as big as this table. There's no door between the pilot and the co-pilot and you guys. And so when you get on, they ask you how much you weigh, and they are doing math in front of you. And so, and then you're like looking like, hey, no disrespect, like I don't know if everybody's being honest. I'm like, this is not the time to be lying to the pilot because you did, I'm like, come on, man.
Tori's on there, she's like 85.
I'm like a 116 if it's raining.
So would you save $1 if you could to let them weigh you?
No, I'm always over.
Oh, you mean like your
luggage?
I'm a very heavy person.
No,
I am.
You actually said that. Your bones.
I am.
Yeah.
I've always
You've told
been
me
a
that
very
before.
heavy person.
You said you're dense.
I'm very dense.
Yes. That's like, no, some people are dense. Yeah.
That wasn't a reason why I went to her. I was just trying to get her in the last one.
I have a feeling I'm going to be in a meeting with Erica at 3:01, like, so what's up this dense? No, it's like some people are solid. Yeah,
I'm very solid.
Yes.
All right. Would you let them weigh you?
I'm like, Jeff, get me out of here.
75%. Wow.
No? Oh,
yeah, no. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Okay.
No more jokes. Coming up on DBL, one man says he wouldn't be alive if a crowd of strangers hadn't stepped in. The easy way. Trust me, you want to save a life here. Plus, holiday selfies. A new poll has surprising info about those pictures your friends might post. That's next.
Best Fiend.
Before this, baby Ford, you pick him up like, you're like, jeez.
Oh
he's
my
like
God.
A
He's like,
rock.
my nephew Langston is like 7 months, and that dude is like, he is a dude.
Yeah.
Like, I posted a photo on Instagram, and he was maybe 4 months. He is a man, like the heaviest. There's no way I'd pick him, like he was a kettlebell. Like, I just kind of like did a free squat.
I tried to pick up Josie the other day, and she has 3 legs that are good and 1 that's just dangling, and she's a little overweight, and she's a dachshund, so she's long, so everything's disproportionate, so she's like, it's like a sack of water that you're trying to put over your head. Anyway, that was my story. Kevin Johnson wrote us in, Chris Patterson said these are his favorite things that America has come up with theatrically. Are you guys ready?
Oh.
Not in this order. In any order. Here we go.
Hamilton?
Armageddon. Oh, Hamilton's great. The Godfather, True Romance, I love that movie. Avatar, Titanic, The Hangover, Forrest Gump, great movie.
Oh, that's a good one.
Pulp Fiction.
That's a great one.
Guardians of the Galaxy, 51st Dates. Okay, I don't know about that.
He had a good run.
Air, I don't know what, Air?
Air Bud.
Oh God! Remember the air up there with Kevin Bacon?
That did not age well.
Oh, it
I
did,
do
did,
remember
did,
that.
Did it?
Yeah, that
That's
was
like white savior trope coming in to take over.
You know, it's just
You're absolutely
I
right.
think some of those I would say Avatar because I feel Chris
Hated Avatar.
Do you think that Avatar sparked the thing that we see now with all the animated movies, or do you think like because now it's like that live action kind of?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Where it's like the Lion King looks like where it's like a cartoon, but it's not.
I know. Avatar made me throw up. That was just, I could not handle it. Yeah, and I was wearing the wrong, apparently they gave everyone the wrong 3D glasses that day, so it's just blurry people running, and everyone's like, oh! And they're like, sorry, we gave you the wrong ones.
I saw Avatar.
Oh, Airplane.
Welcome back to DBL. Take a look at this. It seems like the pitch perfect, beautiful vacation. Well, it's not. You may remember Kim Kardashian, nothing? Nope. Nobody's here, hello? Kim Kardashian posted this to social media a few years ago, raving about her trip to Thailand, mentioning how beautiful it was. Well, fans were quick to call her out since she ripped the picture off of Google.
That's terrible.
That's embarrassing.
That is.
Really.
Why didn't she just go?
So embarrassing, but it turns out many of us are doing the same thing, lying about great vacations. A new survey reveals that more than half of travelers exaggerated the truth about their trips. Lying about the weather is at the top of the list, while people also fudge the truth about their accommodations and sightseeing, and 1 in 10 say they have posted a fake pic on social media to show off their vacation. I don't know why you do that.
I don't know why you would.
I just think it's raining.
I think what likely happened in her situation, well, maybe, I know this happens. Sometimes you're actually enjoying yourself when you're there and you forget to take photos.
But Kim Kardashian couldn't forget to take photos.
I'm just saying, okay, I'm just using that as a jumping off point. But you do forget because you're actually in the moment and you're appreciating it. And then you get to the airport and you're like, wow, I don't have a single photo of my vacation because I was actually enjoying my time with my friends and family. So that's a thing.
I'd agree with that. I've always said if you're having a really good time, no one's taking pictures. Like when you're really partying, like if somebody pulls a camera, you're like, put that camera away. Like I don't like taking pictures on vacation. Can you live in the moment? Can you just take something in for 1 second? Are you going to look at that picture from the Grand Canyon, or are you going to think about it some days and be like, remember what the air smelled like, remember what your wife was wearing, that kind of thing. I don't know if I would ever look at a concert that I recorded on my phone.
I always think about that. Concert or fireworks display. Who's rewatching their fireworks display?
Yeah, fireworks
on
08.
Your phone.
What?
If I'm going to Grand Canyon, I'm going to take a picture.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Would you ever look at that again? I guess you have to.
Yeah.
You would no.
But you would take time to also enjoy it.
That's a nice scenery, like one to frame or something if you were with your family or something like that. But I get what you're saying. Like I was going the other way. Like if you're having a good night, you don't want cameras around there.
Right. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, I almost explained it like a dummy. I was like, well, Tori, sometimes you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah, you were like all in the club, and all of a sudden you ended up at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm not on board.
All right. Since we're constantly scrolling through our friends' lives on social media, this got us wondering what else people are lying about. Here's a few other ones Tori lies about. Pretending your friendship is all smiles. We've seen the happy couple image, of course, and claiming to work out harder than you actually do. Oh, the gym selfie. And fooling your followers into thinking you eat healthier than you actually do. Hashtag kale salad, right? So we want to hear from you. Hit us up at dblvote.com. Let us know if you ever lie about posts on social media. And tell the truth, no lying.
Jeff, I think we should ask Tori if she wants to post a picture of her gym selfie this morning.
Oh, which one?
What happened this morning when you were training?
Oh, I threw up. Yeah, but that's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah, I don't like the people that come in and lift a weight. There's no sweat and they're just like rock hard, blah, blah, blah. You got to show that you're doing something if you're in the gym. The best thing about this show is our host would never, I feel like we're very real about what we're like. We're very honest about our
I'd rather
lives.
post like a picture of someone at the gym that's not in shape. And be like, hey, I'm going to do this in 6 months, check back in because I'm posting another
And it kind of holds you to it as well.
Yeah, so I like pictures like that.
But how do you know? I mean, a lot of people who are are in shape at the gym were the people who weren't in shape at the gym a year before. So it's like we always.
Once you're in shape, we get it.
But it's like once someone is successful at something, then we chastise them for showing their lives as they are. When they're struggling, then we chastise them for not being where they're supposed to be at the time that they're supposed to be there.
You're right.
Like, you should just do what you need to do for your own personal satisfaction, because there's always going to be somebody sitting around judging you. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you'll know where that person is because they never move.
But
anyway.
Erica, people do like some support. And like, honestly, you know, even as an adult, I think everybody, if you post some things like, hey, I was pregnant a year ago and this is where I am now. The likes you get just mean, you're just basically, society's like, hey, we see you're working hard, a couple likes. I think I understand what you're saying about it being all about you, but I think most people do want a little support. I don't need that, but like, I understand that.
Yeah, but you want people to tell you, go to the gym, you want someone to be like, hey man, you look really good, like if you posted a picture.
Everybody does.
Everyone does.
But I think we, especially our hosts or our friends, they were real about it. Like we're not gonna fake it and cut like a Khloe Kardashian arm off.
Because if one of us get busted, we're gonna be ripped out for the next month.
The whole month.
Kind of hard to airbrush things when you're on live television every day. Like, wow, that six-pack left you pretty fast, Erica.
I had a big lunch.
All right, let's get this vote in. Do you lie about social media? I don't lie. 50% of people are lying. All right, coming up, doctors saved his life after a head-on crash, but strangers made his survival possible. His amazing story is coming up next.
The sun used to make our outdoor patios.
Your lives.
Woo! Hello, DBL Nation. How are you doing today on this Wednesday? It's hump day, so we're grinding through the week. Once we get over today, the weekend is right on the horizon. So I'm actually here to talk about Netflix. So in January, Netflix announced they were raising prices, and actually they've been rolling out this price increase to their subscribers little by little. So this month, everyone who subscribes to Netflix will be paying the price increase, and I just want to go over those price increases for you real quick. So if you have the basic plan on Netflix, that is going up to $8.99. It was $7.99 a month. If you're doing the standard plan, that is going up to $12.99. That's a $2 increase. And then if you're doing the premium plan, that is also going up a $2 increase to $15.99. And now real quick, I want to highlight a new series that we're doing on our YouTube channel, Daily Blast Live's YouTube page. We're doing a new Stream Team series. Now, this series, we're going to be covering the latest shows that are coming to the various streaming services, and also the trending shows that are trending, people are watching. Now, this isn't just Netflix shows. There's shows across all the different streaming services. So Hulu, the new Disney streaming service, we've been getting little sneak peeks. Disney's been showing us about what they're going to be showing on there. So check out that series if you haven't already seen it. And I also want to know, hit me up. I run the Daily Blast Live Twitter account, so shoot me a message. I want to know what you guys are watching on these streaming services. So yeah, thanks so much. See you guys.
Sorry.
Welcome back to DBL. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood, whether it's a cancer patient, a premature infant, or someone with a blood disorder. Just one blood donation can save up to 3 lives. Dan Richman is one of those lives saved, and here is his comeback story.
On a July day in 2012,
it was a disaster, to say the least.
Dan Richman's life changed forever.
It's a 90-mile-an-hour accident.
It was Friday the 13th. Dan was a mile from home, and his SUV was struck head-on by another driver.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was.
His wife, Megan, rushed to the scene to be by his side.
He was awake, and he was talking to me, and I was standing right next to the car.
I saw her at the accident scene. I got to tell her I love her, and that was the last thing I remember for 37 days. Once they took me in, there was literally someone in the ED room squeezing bags of blood into my body as quickly as humanly possible. They used 121 units of blood to save my life.
That was a horrible moment. Dan was bleeding from every space he could possibly be bleeding from.
My wife was 7 months pregnant at the time. She was there the entire time, and I mean, you think I'm tough for surviving the accident, she's 10 times tougher.
I mean, it was really scary. I was scared.
When I woke up from the coma, 37 days after the accident, I felt completely out of time, out of place. I was seeing double, didn't have a clue as to what was going on. And I had to learn how to walk again. I literally had to learn how to actually eat again.
When he finally woke up and we were finally able to just talk to each other, it was just, thank goodness, you're back.
Dan woke up from his coma in time for the most joyful moment in his life.
I have a life now. I have a little person who very much depends on me, and I have to be there for him.
Thank goodness he was up and, ready to go when Sawyer was born.
To define the joy of having my firstborn son in my hands.
Thanks to Vitalant, the nation's second largest blood service provider, Dan was able to meet 17 of the blood donors who helped save his life.
Because it took every single one of them to keep me alive, and meeting them was the most humbling experience I've ever had in my life.
That was the most wonderful experience ever. I got to hug each and every one of them.
So I didn't donate before the actual accident. I didn't. But now, knowing the effects and the benefits.
To give of yourself to save someone else, whew, that's pretty amazing.
An hour out of your time, out of your life, one day can make such a difference to so many others.
They saved our life. They made our life that we have here possible.
Now, Dan is an ambassador for Vitalant with a mission to inspire others to donate blood so that more lives like his can be saved.
Such an incredible story. Now, while all blood types are needed, there's always an elevated need for type O blood. To find out how you can save a life and fuel someone else's comeback story, visit Vitalant.org. We'll be right back.
Promotional
Mark Hamill isn't playing around in Child's Play. The new Fast and the Furious movie looks like non-stop action, and you can get Assassin's Creed Unity for free now. That's all next in The Jump Off. I'm Abby, and welcome to The Jump Off. I'm here to bring you all the latest news in gaming, tech, and nerd culture, so let's get started right now. Have you guys seen the new trailer for Child's Play? Because I am never sleeping again. But we did get to see our first look at Mark Hamill's Chucky and how the creepy little doll is basically a rogue smart device. Kinda eerie with all the Alexas and Siris around, like that one over there. Wait, where did it go? How'd it get over there? Anyway, Idris Elba is the Black Superman in the new Fast and Furious spin-off, Hobbs and Shaw. And this trailer is nuts. With The Rock and Jason Statham and non-stop action, this movie looks legit. They even do a haka. Hobbs and Shaw hits theaters August 2nd. And you probably saw the news this week of a massive fire at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, but now Ubisoft is giving out Assassin's Creed Unity for free. It's all to raise awareness for the fire and raise funds. Notre Dame is featured in the game, so until April 25th, you can download a PC copy or stream the game for free. One of the designers even spent 2 years perfecting the model of Notre Dame in the game, so if you haven't played, go check it out. That's it for The Jump Off. I'm Abby, and as always, I'll be here every week with your latest in gaming, tech, and nerd culture news. See you next time.
Wakanda.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Before we do, that contest ends tomorrow, am I right?
Yes. So if you want to put it in for 2 Avengers tickets, and they're going for a lot, make sure you use the word of the day.
Which is?
Wakanda.
How could you forget now? Do you have any comments?
Yeah, okay. So Naomi wrote us. She hasn't seen Endgame Avengers yet, but we told her that our favorite Chris Patterson seen it, and he cried a lot. So
You made
she
it
just
sound like
wrote
it's
in.
our favorite Chris Patterson, like there are multiple Chris Patterson.
All right, easy. Naomi wrote, "Oh man, Big Chris cried. I'm in trouble now. I'll bet I'll be on the edge of my seat, and my husband will think I'm weird." So yeah, people are crying 5 to 6 times during it, and Chris says it's the best thing America's ever created
Yeah, and he was
theatrically.
crying when he told us that.
Ever. And he was,
Wow, I think we're going to get a shout out, Big Chris. Chris, you're on
crying
now, man.
Yeah,
Best movie ever made,
black men
according
don't
to
cry,
that
but they
man
do.
right there. You have a complaint? Chris Patterson. There it is.
Good job, Adam.
We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.